All right, welcome everybody to Bad Science Sunday. It is going to be the last official Bad Science Sunday for the year. So, really happy for all of you who were able to show up tonight. We are so happy for all of you, especially the lurkers. Um, Tonight we have Purple Rhymes with Orange. Purple, would you like to tell everybody a little bit about you?
Oh, well, I just have a small channel. I do just kind of casual talks Wednesday afternoons.
Yeah, I miss your midnight streams. Those are like I used to fall asleep listening to those. But I understand that you have IRL things to do and that conflict with streaming from time to time. I wouldn't know anything about that. Oh, Purple, are you talking?
No,
Oh, okay, cool. Um, so let's see. I don't know if people go to your channel. What is it that they can expect to see?
well, I title them after random holidays I find on the internet, but we never stay on topic for more than about 5 minutes. So
Oh, yeah,
it's
totally
mostly
the
just me and
ADD
Mage and
streams.
Jenny and whoever drops by, just rambling on about whatever's on our minds that day.
Yeah,
Story of my life.
right. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I love your channel. It's just like friends sitting around the dinner table, chatting,
Yep.
about whatever comes to mind, and it's absolutely beautiful. I've met so many people through you. Um, so yeah, you really have been a staple in the community, and we'll talk more about your Christmas marathon coming up, and which I know has been a huge satisfier to a lot of people. But for today's show, Vandy, what do we have going on today?
We are back to our familiar sad friend Roger, who just has just this is a shot of his workspace, and I just
Yeah,
there's a lot going on here, a lot of rocks. I mean
indeed.
he thinks this one is a lung, so there's that. But
Alone. Oh, right. And do we have Caesar Augustus sitting around anywhere?
oh yeah, I don't not that I see,
Oh my God,
not
the
but it
humanity.
might be in his hand, right? Like who
It could.
knows?
It could. He could just. That would be so funny if he just threw the
Yeah.
Augustus at the screen.
And Roger has made a milestone, by the way. Roger is now at 190,000 subscribers.
God damn it.
Yeah. So,
I was looking at an old Sir Sick video of him, and he was complaining that Roger was only at 88,000.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get how these wackadoodles get 100,000, 200,000 people watching them.
It's
because,
called a grift, Purple. Like,
well, that and mud fossils are just that convincing. Right.
indeed, indeed. It's clearly true because 190K.
Might makes right.
All right. But yeah, last I wanted to get Roger in because we've been on a streak of once a month, I think, with Roger, and just didn't seem right to not round out the year without him.
Indeed, indeed. Roger is probably our most reliable fallback go-to because it's just
Yeah.
mwah, chef's kiss every time. All right, let's see what he's
And we
got
do
for us
have
today.
quite a few newbies, so I think I have 10 more subs than I had this time last week. So, welcome all the new people. Um, Bring lots of alcohol. You're going to need it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Roger is convinced that rocks are all like body parts of giants of ancient giants. It's absolute madness, but nobody knows vaginas like Roger.
Okay, my friends, get ready for this. They're all asking about extraterrestrial life. Was there ever life on Mars or any other planets? Let's explore that.
By the way, it's right there. It's in his hand.
Oh, the
Because I can
Augustus.
tell you
All
for
right.
Yep.
Oh, you may
See?
want to put captions on, though.
You know, I
Fair enough.
I don't
Yep, yep.
remember ever seeing his face before. I've only seen his hands in his
He
videos.
did a face reveal maybe two months ago, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been. it's been pretty like it's not been rare since then though. Like we've covered, I think, more than one video. Or maybe
Yeah,
I just
no,
watched too much Roger.
no, everybody was shocked. Everybody that covers Roger, they've been shocked. He's been like, even Dapper was shocked. He's like, "Is that a face?"
Well, I thought I had seen him before. I have a very specific, clear image of what I thought Roger looked like, and then he didn't look like that.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more Ronald McDonald, and he almost looks normal here.
Yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
What?
With or without the makeup.
What?
Absolute
With-
fact.
duh.
There was life on Mars. I don't believe there is any now, but it was there. And I'll show you the evidence right now. Okay, my friends, this just came out today. NASA's going to Pilot Mountain Sample 21 Mars rock samples. They're looking at these Mars rock samples. Well, I have some things to show you because I followed this mission, which was Curiosity, back, I believe it was 2012 it started. And I was there because I wasn't there. I was doing my mud fossil research at this particular time, and I
Research,
wanted to
which
see
means he was looking
what
at videos online. That's the
Yeah.
Curiosity being back. So it's Curiosity's research that Roger's.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's talking about when he says like sample like 21. Like these might be real numbers that mean something, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of samples that the rovers. They did,
Collected, analyzed?
collected, and yeah, they sent the
because
results back.
because they don't really send them back because
I mean, yeah, they don't
I don't
like
know if we've ever
put them
done
on a
that.
little jet and send it back. It does.
Yeah,
it does
I don't-
whatever
I don't-
they need it to do, and sends the results back.
because they're huge. Curiosity is
Yeah.
huge, and it's not the most recent one either.
No.
There, I think is Perseverance more recent, but
Sure, we'll go with that.
They're like these crazy, cool, gigantic kind
Huge,
of
yeah.
omnibots that hang out there for like over a decade. It's super
Yeah, and then they
hardcore.
just die and litter the planet.
Actually,
great.
the first time
To
we
be
actually
fair-
physically brought something back was just a couple of months ago.
Oh,
That a
okay.
capsule came down from that space probe that had scraped the surface of an asteroid.
Okay, but not from Mars. We haven't brought any samples back direct from the surface of Mars. Yeah,
Nope.
because it costs a lot of energy to get off the
Yes.
surface of Mars.
Yes.
Not easy.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I insinuated that it's sending actual samples back.
No,
The
you
results,
didn't. You
the
did-
results.
No, you didn't. But if
Okay.
people don't keep up with it, people
Right.
might think that it's not an unreasonable thing to think. We have samples from the moon. It's actually like that. We
Yeah,
have,
I mean, we
have so
physically went
much
and got
stuff from
them,
the
yeah.
and we have so much of them that like they've lost track of a good number of them. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure they were stolen, but
Yeah.
it's whatever.
nepotism is the best.
what was going on Mars compared to what was going on Earth. And when I discovered, you'll see exactly what was going on in both places. And
Will we?
it's the exact same thing in both places.
Was it?
And it turned out to be biology.
Turns out to be biology, because that's how rocks work.
Yeah.
All right, you see this? This goes back to 2012, August of 2012.
Yeah, because it's the first photos of Mars from Curiosity, and that's when Curiosity arrived.
Curiosity rover is up on Mars, starting to send back pictures. And the pictures were absolutely stunning. At first, it was just sort of a flat, nothing landscape, and then they started digging around.
Yeah, but it's a flat nothing landscape on Mars, so it's still absolutely stunning, in my opinion. Just saying.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, I agree, but let's see where he's going with this.
And I'll show you the pictures they did send back from back then, because I had recorded everything, and I was trying to see what made sense between what they were showing and what we have here on Earth. All right, and everybody's saying, "Oh, they're even not even really on Mars. All those things are from Earth." No, they are not. I could tell because of the erosion patterns. What
know
they were
what?
sending back from Mars.
I love this because what he's doing is arguing with flurfers
Yeah.
Yep.
Say
and
what you
telling
will
them,
about
like,
Roger.
no, you're fucking crazy. We actually went to other planets. And you know what? I have to applaud good behavior.
Yeah, say what you will about Roger. He's not a flirter.
Yeah.
I'm just
His
hoping.
Purple.
I'm just
Go on.
hoping we don't wind up at giant grasshoppers.
But I love giant
You know,
grasshoppers.
it's going to be better. So much better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, something about like there's going to be like weird planet orgies is what I'm guessing.
Only the best for you, perps.
Has no erosion of water like erosion to speak of. You know, very little. And it's
No and very little are very different quantities for the record.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Generally. I suppose you could say very little.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah, it
mean
could be
none,
so
but
little
it's
that
unclear.
it's tantamount to none. But it's Roger, so we do need to make the distinction.
Indeed.
in certain places, they're just like dishes where at one time there was moisture on there and it ran into areas and that was it. But most of the stuff, the powdery stuff, just fluffs off, and there is no rivulets or tiny little erosion patterns to it.
Is
You
he
know, I
talking
love when
about
he-
snow?
I love when he gets technical like this. You know, just the powdery stuff.
What
This is
he
real
talk-
science.
I mean,
Look, you're just jealous because he's using all the technical jargon that you usually reserve for work.
I'm jealous of his subscriber count. Vicariously through you, because I don't produce content on my channel.
Yeah, I could actually retire if they just come over here. Come over here. We're better over here. Those are facts. Purple, what do you think? What's the powdery stuff? I mean, and aside from all the blow he must be doing.
Well, I went on the side for a bit just to check, curiosities stay on Mars.
Oh, yay, facts. I love it.
So it originally landed on August 6th, 2012, and
Mhm.
it is still functioning today. It's still sending signals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's the longevity of these rovers has always been impressive.
Yeah.
The first rover that we sent there, I think Sojourner was the first rover, and it had a mission time of like 90 days. It ended up like staying functioning for like 3 or 5 years. And then there was Spirit and Opportunity. One of them failed after like 5 years or something, but one of them went for like 13 years. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Those
I
are
mean-
cool. I like watching the YouTube videos of like the stuff that they send back.
we are still getting useful, awesome, cool scientific data from Voyager 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to last much longer because
I
they're
mean,
really all running out of juice. But
Yeah, no, but like they're a lot further than they thought they would get while still
Yeah.
sending information back.
They're-
And
at least
Yeah.
one of them's interstellar. I think
Yeah.
maybe both now. I'm not sure.
I remember
Yeah,
when one went that made the news.
They have both left the solar system.
Okay, both of them.
Voyager 1, when it was doing a flyby of one of the moons of Jupiter, actually the moon overtook it perpendicular to the solar system disk. So it's really like directly up above the disk.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, Voyager 2 continued on within the plane, but it has
'Cause
passed
yeah.
outside the orbit of Pluto.
Voyager 2 remains the only craft to ever visit Uranus and Neptune, I think. Which is
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't know. My ADHD doesn't allow me to remember names very well. It's all I can do to remember humans.
I do get confused over which space probe does what a lot.
Yeah. It is most annoying when I'm trying to remember like where I got information from or what study was which researchers was this study. I can remember the details, but the actual name just a lot of times escapes me. But yeah, the Voyagers and the rovers, they really interesting feedback if you're
Yeah.
into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're not, I mean, you're probably not watching. So there's that. Fun fact, Voyager 2 launched before Voyager 1.
Really?
Yeah. I learned that like last week.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
and
just,
Oh wait,
as
Purple
far as
Dust to
Mars
come.
goes, before
Sorry.
the rovers, we did have the 2 Viking landers up there.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
weren't
I think
able to move around though. They just sat down in one place, and it was just what they could reach.
yeah. Yep.
comes off. And I will show you that right now. You see this? We're going to come back to this in a minute. This is called the Mars crab. All right, and it's got that little thing above it, and there's a Mars crab, and his legs sticking out. Well, it's obviously not a crab. Well, look at these different patterns here. There's a lot to look at.
very
And
proud
you
of
see
him,
how
because Gina would have said, "Oh my God, y'all, this is a crab right on Mars."
Well,
It was probably put there by Kalilo.
The they.
but everything keeps evolving into crabs. So while it might not be a crab, it may have actually be a lobster that lost its tail.
I mean,
Maybe
So-
bacteria or
It's a
it's
giant spider.
a giant
it's
spider.
if that's bacteria, that in and of itself would be like astonishing.
Well,
Biochemically, it's not.
maybe.
Well,
We've
that's part of the
seen.
problem here is you've got nothing for scale.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
don't
I need
know
a
if that's
banana
like an inch
or a
across, or if
giraffe.
it's like 8 inches.
Right. But yeah, giant crabs on Mars.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't. I mean, I've got his hand, but
oh, this is just dust. It's just dust fell off here. There's no little, watery patterns, rivulets, and anything coming off of there. This is just a dry, desolate planet. It has no atmosphere to speak of that I know of.
that's not true. Mars does have an atmosphere. It's a very, very thin atmosphere.
Hmm.
The biggest falsehood in the movie The Martian and
Mhm.
in the book The Martian
Hmm.
is that the dust storm that happens at the beginning, which like sets the stage for the rest of the book or the
Mhm.
movie, the atmosphere is so thin that wouldn't have actually been a problem. They wouldn't have had to like bail out and leave.
Yeah, Mars has seasons, right? Well, I mean, not like
I
we
don't
know
know if it has
seasons.
seasons. It has weather. It absolutely has weather. It has dust storms that cover enormous chunks of it. Like if there are, I've definitely seen photos of Mars when like huge chunks of it are like covered in dust storms, and it doesn't look as like you can't see all of the little features and details that you can from the images that we're most familiar with. Because there's a reason that those are the images we're most familiar with.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
you take a picture of the same thing enough times, and you're gonna use the same like top 5% of them
Mhm.
because they're the best.
Yeah, no, and I say seasons just because I know the poles will get ice on the you get ice on the caps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, again,
Uh,
nothing like what we're used to, but yeah, it goes through a
But-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know though if it what angle it has along its rotational axis.
I mean, we could look it up, but like it doesn't matter to anything he's talking about.
Yeah, if
Fair.
it didn't have an atmosphere, then we couldn't fly a helicopter up there.
Exactly, yeah, and we can, and that's crazy. We
That
fly a
is,
helicopter
yeah.
drone on Mars. Like what? Aerodynamically, Thunderfoot, like back when they were planning on doing this, Thunderfoot came out with a thing, and he was like, are they going to be able to do this?" And he was like, maybe." And you could tell that he had gone into it thinking, no, there's no way. But then he like did all the calculations. They were like, given the speeds, they're like, they might be able to pull this off, and they did. And he was like, this is really, really awesome.
Well, even the NASA engineers couldn't, because like they tested it in a chamber that that they could drain out to have the atmosphere density.
Yeah,
But of
if
course,
we have too much
they couldn't.
gravity.
Yeah, they couldn't adjust for the gravity difference. So
Not precisely.
it's
What
like,
they
yeah,
they can, they can put a little string on it and do a
yeah,
pretty good job, but yeah.
yeah. It's like they were pretty sure it was going to work, but they weren't really certain.
Yep.
It has very, very thin atmosphere. They just photographed it actually, and it's very, very thin. So I don't think it's got much. Well, I don't think it has hardly any moisture at all in the atmosphere. You could have it in the grounds and so forth. That's fine, but in the atmosphere itself, which would be sort of a protection layer from the radiation, I don't think it has it. So you get a drying effect and just a powdery, dripping off of the powder.
What?
I was gonna ask you that. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Let's go back 5 seconds.
And just a
Wait, 10
powdery,
seconds.
Dripping off of the powder.
Just a powdery, dripping off the powder.
Dripping off the powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been dripping off the powder.
I was, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he's trying
I
to
already made that
cover-
joke, so I couldn't make it twice. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah.
He's trying to say there isn't any water erosion. That's all just this powder. And it's like
That
I
also causes
think there
erosion,
was
by
some
the way.
evidence that like there was water erosion, but it was millions of years ago.
There's evidence for multiple different timescales. There has also been evidence for water condensation that formed while our rovers were there. Like, they didn't see the water, but they took a picture of a hillside, and then 2 days later they took a picture of the same hillside, and it had erosion marks from where water had condensed and flowed.
Oh,
So
that
Yeah, we've basically done all but see water on Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, I could always be wrong, but
Okay, and yeah, Gerald Frost is saying it's got a tilt of 25.2 degrees, so
Hey, chat to the rest
That's
of you.
pretty
Thanks,
similar.
Daryl.
that's
Yeah.
pretty close to what Earth is.
yeah.
It doesn't run off in watery patterns. No erosion to speak of. All right. So what do we know about Mars rocks? Well, Curiosity went up there over 10 years ago, and I believe it's still functioning. As for last I heard, it was still functioning.
It is.
And this was a Curiosity rover, and they sent back some incredible pictures right away. The Mars crab, the Mars Morse code, the Mars blueberries, and then they just forgot about it. And
What?
I
What do you mean they forgot about it?
forgot about the Mars blueberries. Is that a thing? Is that like a real thing?
Never heard of it.
Is there like some kind of bacteria that's turning like the rocks blue, and there's like a Mars blueberry, kind of like the heart on Pluto, where it's just, it's not an actual heart. It's just what they call the region. And so maybe there's a region that kind of looks purple and they call it the Mars blueberry. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, right? I have no idea. I've never heard of the term.
I'm going to show you what they are and what they really are. They're not just rocks. All right, this goes back to, I think it was 2015, somewhere, 2015, January 2015. And they're sending back these Mars blueberries. I have better shots than this.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, he, Roger
All right.
sometimes delivers.
Okay. Okay.
Those don't look like blueberries, but
I mean,
they
they're
have bluish tint.
bluish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're round, like a rock. But okay, blueberries.
The point that he's probably going to make is that they are definitely products of erosion. I think that's the point that he's going to make.
He likes to talk about erosion. I'd be shocked if that didn't happen.
I mean, or he's going to say possibly this is what he's going to. Possibly he's going to say this isn't the product of erosion, which would be even crazier because
I mean, it clearly is, though.
it clearly is. Erosion does not mean liquid, by the way. Eroding something, it means things scraping against each other, meaning like literally the molecules go scrapety scrape, and then some of them get ripped off, right? And normally it's probably like proportionally it's a liquid in most situations, but wind does it. Any fluid can do it, and you don't even need a fluid. Like a sandblasting, I would count that as erosion, right?
Technically, yeah.
And sand isn't a fluid. It can behave fluid-like under the right circumstances, but it takes work.
But those are so round and smooth, they clearly are not from erosion. Those are clearly the droppings from livestock.
Oh, okay.
Purple nuts have play.
I stand corrected. Yeah.
Fossilized poo.
Or just poo. I mean, this is a guy who thinks, that caves are vaginas, but he knows vaginas.
Oh, what's going on, Doc? Is talking.
This was the blue.
Google says blueberries are concretions, pretty common mineral formations. Okay.
Yeah, well, absolutely fair enough. But the reason they're smooth, I would think, is still going to be related to erosion. Like you're going to have the buildup from one process, and then like the smoothing from another. I could be, but if I'm wrong, I'm always I love being wrong.
Well, you see that in the desert, that they've got very round, smooth boulders from the sand being blown against them so much.
Yeah. Why are you like this, YouTube?
Blueberries. You see this? This is the Mars crab. No.
It literally says, no, this is not a Mars crab. And you're about to read that sentence for us, Roger.
Oh, this is not an alien cave crab on Mars. This is August 2015. And this, I will show you this.
Wow. That's impressive for Roger.
To be fair, he also said this at the outset. He put this on screen, and then he immediately said, this is not a crab.
He did say that.
I'm not going to lie. On the crab topic in particular, I'm going to give him so far a B+.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's an actual crab, an earth crab. Way to go.
Yeah.
It's seriously, we're so far from ancient giant vaginas.
Well, according to Doc Dino, I'm just like wrong about the concretion process. Like I know that certain sort of concretions, like pearls, are the obvious example to me. They're not geological events in the same way as typical concretions. But
you know what happens though? Yeah. Doc Dino streams tomorrow, and you could jump in his stream, and he can tear you a new one.
Well, I mean, that sounds. Why?
Crab. Here's the Mars crab. Right here. You see it? We're going to be seeing this in a second. I have some better shots than this. All right, here's the Mars Morse code. Same time frame, back to 2015, somewhere around there, 2016. At last, evidence is in. No one can deny it any longer. There is intelligent life on Mars, sending us a message.
What? Okay.
I think they're just teasing.
Man, Roger's just like hitting it out of the park today.
Yeah, he's sounding unusually sane. Did they give him some new medications?
Yeah, he hasn't, like if we actually stop and take a moment, has he actually said something crazy yet?
No.
I don't think so.
Not
I think
so far.
We've been teasing him a lot, but I think at this point in the we're 30 minutes in.
Like if this was what he did all the time, we'd never cover him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just very light, minor things, not like, yeah.
Yeah, which like I give people a lot of latitude because If you don't, you're kind of a chump and an
I mean,
asshole.
well, yeah. I mean, and usually, I mean, like I do it myself, where I'm just, I'm talking kind of off the cuff, and people are like, "Oh, you don't mean this, you mean that." Oh, yeah, I totally meant that, and we all understood. But like, if
Yeah,
you didn't know me, maybe you just thought that I meant yellow is
yeah,
orange or something,
yeah,
But
yeah.
so yeah, I do.
Or that purple rhymes with it, right? I mean, even though just to get that out of the way, purple and orange are not phonetically related at all. I don't know what's going on here,
What?
but I will
No,
not have you gaslight me.
purple totally rhymes with orange. I don't. You
No,
just don't know how rhyming works.
nothing rhymes with purple and nothing rhymes with orange. So by default, they have to rhyme with each other.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
not
sense
how
to
that
me.
works. That's not
Okay,
how that
don't.
works.
What? That
Hey,
is just
don't
that is
tell
logic
me.
101.
Don't tell me. Go argue with Sloth Girl. She's the one who told me that.
All right, fair.
Because it comes down and it says, the message to the sun exists as a series of dots and dashes on a Martian surface. It looks for all the world as if it's written in Morse code.
It doesn't look anything like it's written in Morse code.
Is
This
Time
does not look
Magazine?
like Morse code. This looks like a bunch of dunes.
Who wrote this?
Satan, probably. Or Gabriel. One or the other, right?
Yeah.
On a Martian surface. It looks for all the world as if it's written in Morse code. Well, then they go on. Then they say it was likely from some kind of an impact crater. Likely an ancient impact crater, so they just blow it off like it was nothing. And then they have a whole bunch of other things that they can't explain. It's talking a face staring up from the surface. I don't necessarily agree with that. The other ones I do agree with.
Because they got better photos later.
I hope so.
It
Yeah, they got
Also-
photos from other angles.
and also just higher resolution photos of the from more or less the same angle. And when it's not blurry, the pareidolia does not kick in nearly as much. It just doesn't look like a face unless you have it a particular level of blurry.
The ones that I have absolute, as far as I'm concerned, concrete evidence to show that they're exactly what I say they are. Okay, there's the Mars blueberries again. This is a better shot. And those are those little interstitium balls.
Okay, those look like blueberries, and those
Yeah,
do not.
sure.
Those do not look like they were necessarily produced by erosion. They look like mold, honestly.
I need to see. I need more information.
I don't know. I still think they look a lot like poultry droppings.
I mean, yeah, but where's the poultry? Where's the poultry, Orange?
And those are those little interstitium balls. And this was the Morse code. And these are nothing more than the blueberries because all the straps have eroded.
What?
No, I got it now. I got it. You see what that whole thing is? It's a big marble maze, and those are the marbles they've managed to get out the bottom.
Okay. It's kind of
I
like
need a banana
Plinko.
for scale.
Does anybody have any idea what this actually is? Because it's one of those
The-
pictures that he downloaded and
Yeah,
is
I
in
know.
his research folder.
Yeah, now that I'm
Um,
looking at it, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I've never seen anything
It's a
like this.
cool
on my
pattern,
watch.
but no, I've no
I mean,
idea what
yeah,
they're
it's a cool
supposed to be.
picture, but
I thought they looked
need-
like weird dunes of some type at first, but now I don't even know what I'm looking at here, actually.
right.
Morse code.
No,
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
no.
In the other place, they completely eroded and just left the balls. All the straps were gone. So it was a different type of erosion in two different places. But we also have them here on Earth. See these here? They're called the Moki marbles. And what happens is all that skin that was above, just like this is nothing more than
Skin.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Okay,
Welcome
here
back,
we go,
Roger.
Chad.
We
All right.
I was worried for a minute.
So I'm pretty sure what he's going to do is diagnose this as a dermatological condition,
Sounds
which
like
is
that's where
just
we're going.
hilarious.
So yeah, because on Earth, it's a result of the skin peeling back and whatever he just fucking said. So on Mars, um, is Mars covered with skin? Where are we going with this?
I don't
Oh,
know. It
wait a
sounds
minute.
to me like we've got to send up a rocket full of Selsun Blue.
The Dune Borealis. Is that? I've never even heard of that.
Me neither.
Not that.
Skin. I know it sounds outrageous, but it is true. This is skin. This is the floppy stuff that's right under your surface skin that stretches and pulls and all that stuff because you can move around. And these are the balls that anchor in these walls.
Oh, wait
The
a minute.
balls.
That's on Earth. Pretty sure.
Yeah, this is on Earth.
Yeah,
what he's
no,
showing
the
right
Dune
now-
of Borealis. I was asking about the Martian thing. Like, I need more information on the Martian thing. But this is actually pretty cool. But I don't know. They the artwork or whatever. But I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not gonna get us off track. We can
I was gonna what is the floppy stuff that's part of this that's under the skin but that isn't the skin? I don't know. I thought that was confusing, but it doesn't matter.
wait, like what Roger said, or
Yeah, because I assume that what he says is based in sound scientific fact.
He's saying something about a bunch of balls that hold the skin in place.
There was the balls in the walls.
Yeah.
the balls that hold the skin in place.
Well,
I mean, there's
Move
bone,
around.
muscle,
And these are the
and then you
stretches and
start with
pulls and
the
all that stuff because you can move
hypodermis,
around.
right?
And these
Yeah.
are the balls that anchor in these walls.
they're the balls that anchor in the walls, Maya. Duh.
Not a.
And the
Well, I mean, certainly not with that attitude. It's not.
you
So,
have
like
eroded
the
out.
bone, is he talking about like the bone being porous and kind of looking like? No, but those aren't
No.
balls. Those are actual just holes. I don't. I'm
Yeah, no,
trying
it-
so hard to think like what would be ball like that would anchor skin to your body, and I'm like,
Yeah,
it's-
he's making an analogy, but I can't figure out to what.
right, yeah. So usually he'll like actually refer to things that are real, but no, I'm just totally.
As
And I don't
somebody with
understand this
balls,
picture either because like, is this skin? Is this like the layers of skin? Is that what he thinks that is?
obviously.
I think
I
that's
mean,
what
but
he thinks
the
that the
filleted.
cliff is the different
The cliff,
layers of
yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see where we're going with this. Holy shit.
This is all the mud that this creates. And these are the balls that were in here. The same thing with these, only everything's gone. And all that's left is the balls. All the straps are gone. Of course, all these straps are gone because they've eroded down. The straps aren't real tough. The balls are the tough part. The red stuff is just floppy. The other straps, well, here it is right here. You see that?
How are we determining that? It's floppy.
He knows floppy.
Well, he's
Right.
saying that's why your skin is flexible. Because it's all these little balls are joined together by these flexible straps.
It's nothing to do with collagen.
Well, I mean, tomato, Maya.
Okay, fair. Yeah, collagen balls. It's all the same.
God, I hope not.
I mean, there's collagen in your balls. You're a little young, but give it another 15 years tops. They'll be in the toilet when you poop.
No comment.
This is what we're looking at. All right, this is nothing more than that skin, the white skin up at the top. And this is nothing more than the red stuff. And if you wash that all away, the balls would drop to the bottom because they're the tough part. The brown strappy stuff, these are the straps. They would erode away too. In
what? Is that the epidermis? He's saying that it's the epidermis?
Yeah, those, what he's referring to as the brown strappy stuff are the cellular walls that are holding together the individual cells that are in there.
Wait,
But I
the
think
dermis?
instead of
Wait,
him,
do you think he thinks it's the dermis or the epidermis?
well, I think the top layer he thinks is the epidermis, and that's,
Okay.
It's-
Right,
but
yeah.
underneath that,
honestly,
he's
none
seeing
of
this
this looks
as a
like
network
epidermis
of
to me.
straps rather than it being,
I mean, it's a
a
weird,
whole bunch of cells.
yeah, it's a bad picture of skin. But I'm not surprised he's using it. I'm trying to figure out like what he thinks the balls are.
I don't know, but they're the hard stuff that's left over when you wash the rest of it away.
Oh,
Holy
right,
shit.
right. Silly me.
I didn't realize the resolution on that. This is 1 micrometer,
Oh. Huh.
which
Okay.
means that has to be an electron microscope because you can't do that with light.
Okay. I trust you because I have no
You know,
idea what the
condi-
fuck he's talking about.
No, well, no, I mean neither does he. He didn't even mention that particular picture, but yeah, I mean this. Yeah, I love Roger though.
Like here. Now on Mars, that's the only place you would ever see this all looking like this, as I showed.
What? Does he think that if you dig down on Mars, you're gonna see this?
Oh, what do you call it? Doc and Dunk or
I think he
Going
might
nuts.
be saying that that's what the pattern of all those odd lines was.
Do I know Dunk?
Dunk is on the shows.
Yeah.
You know what? Dunk, what do you do? I know Doc has messaged me and he's like, or Dino has messaged me and he's just like, I'm screaming. I can't even hear this stream anymore because I'm just screaming.
Oh
in
man,
my
no,
head.
I mean that's fair.
What do you-
Well, also I apparently got a geology thing wrong, and he had to deal with that, which is always rough.
Well,
So
yeah, I think it's just like you're the thing he can control. I can't believe Dunk's awake. God, it's got to be like 4
Yep.
a.m. I'm
I
sorry. Go
wonder
ahead.
what we would get if we had Steve Bauman on with Roger.
Who's Steve Bauman?
Steve Bauman is actually a licensed geologist.
Yeah, I was saying the next time Dino and Beamsy come on, I want to do a mud fossil stream. So we can figure out what it is he's trying to say, because a lot of the stuff like he's talking about, it's just like it sounds stupid, but I don't know enough about geology to figure out where where we veered to the left. But it's whatever.
yeah.
The Mars Morse code. That's just nothing more than a Mars Morse code laying this way, and some gathered skin and some pulled skin. You see, remember what it looks like here? If you gathered some up, it would pinch together. You'd have all these things right together. Well, let's see if we can see that. Well, look at what we see. Pinch together, stretched apart. You see that?
Okay, we went in like 2 minutes in this video. We went from being like, "Yo, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't said anything wrong yet," to him diagnosing Mars with dermatitis on like 4 different levels. What? Why are you like this, Roger?
That's what happens with your skin. And this is just sort of normal. And this again, is the Mars Morse code. And again, the pattern of weathering indicates to me there's zero possibility this could happen on Earth. It's absolutely impossible. There is no weathering from a moisture whatsoever. This is sandblasted. just like dust going here all day long, all day long, all day
Oh,
long,
you're gonna have
blowing
to
around.
mute
And
because
this is a mound.
Oh,
people,
typing.
yeah, they scream at me when you click clack, and
Okay, now
we
I
have
think
one.
I've got an idea what all the lines might be.
Okay.
Could it actually be, that as the wind has moved these rocks through the dust, that those are the trails of the rocks through the dust?
He's saying they're actual rocks.
Well, I know what he's saying. I'm trying to come up on what the picture actually was.
Yeah, I have no clue, but yeah, and I'm with you. I am positive it's not what he's saying they are.
Yeah. Because there's some place, I forget which desert it is, that they've got these, the moving boulders that leave tracks through the sand.
Mm. All right, so Dunk, can you hear us?
Yes. What?
He's a geologist and he used to scream at something.
Man,
But
why do we have so many geologists that watch us? 'Cause, like, my expertise is like honestly like not normally relevant to
Mhm,
the sorts of things that most often like come up in our community.
mhm, mhm.
But which is why I end up resorting to flat Earth because you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, hey, Dunk, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you
Oh,
very, very
okay, yeah,
clearly.
no.
Is there
You can
something that
hear
you
me.
wanted
You can see
to
me.
kind of rage out on?
Hey, hello.
What time is it there?
It's what's we doing? It's 3:15 in the morning. Bing
Ah,
bong.
well, thank you for
I'll give you a
watching
chime every
along with
15
us.
minutes.
We definitely appreciate it. Um, so I saw you kind of going nuts in the chat, and would you like to set us straight, maybe?
Well, set you straight or set this guy straight? Now, I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a theory here. Oh God, what's this guy's name again? What was he called
Roger.
again? Roger. That's it. Roger. Roger, the feather guy. Now, I have a theory. It's my theory. It's my theory alone. I will take it as far as it goes. I think this guy is batshit crazy. Now,
Ah,
now, now, now,
ah.
now, don't take my word for it, because I just think he's nuts.
Hmm. You know, I think that had occurred to us once,
Discuss.
but you
I
might have
the
something there.
the concept has literally never crossed my mind. I'm gonna need you to walk me through it.
I think Dunk needs to go and watch all of his videos to find the evidence to support that.
Yeah.
Do I have to watch? Do I have to watch all of them?
Yes.
And you got to transcribe them to really prove it. Yeah, yeah. You got. I mean, sorry, it's your sworn
do I
duty.
have to bring evidence in like he brings evidence?
No, not like him. No, not like him.
Can I find a chicken bone in the shape of a stone and say that this chicken was originally made from stone?
You can, but I will give you a failing grade.
Well,
okay.
no. If you find a
Yeah.
chicken in the shape of a stone, but not if you find a stone in the shape of a chicken.
No, but you got it the wrong way around.
All right, let's. Hey, Dunk, do you have any idea what this is?
What this image he's got? No, I don't
Yeah.
know what that is. No, I'm quite curious what that is. It could be anything. It could be like a slice or a cabbage, for all I know, or it's quite intriguing. I don't know.
It is an image that the Curiosity rover took on Mars, but
Yeah.
So, okay, what about Doc's theory over here of erosion?
My theory.
Yeah, yours. We were saying earlier that they look like they could have been eroded. Are you? Not sure if you were there or not.
That was my first thought. Dunk was that these like could be erosion features, but they look remarkably clean for that. But I know that
Yeah.
In the limit of a long exposure time, that will happen.
I mean,
Potentially.
I'd love to see some more kind of like context of this image.
Oh well,
That's
yeah.
what I
So
said.
would we.
Yeah, I need more
We would
information.
too. Yeah, we would too. That'd be great.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to be able to provide that. We're terrible.
because it
Terrible
could
people.
be just like a pile of paper clips on a sheet of paper for all we know. It's really hard to we've got no a sense of scale.
The video came out 2 weeks ago. It could have been something produced by AI.
What's the pointy finger thing at the bottom though? Is that from Roger? Is that Roger's finger?
Yeah,
That's his hand. Yeah, see.
Yeah, that's his hand, and
Oh,
below
okay,
it,
okay.
and then there's the feather.
Yeah.
I know what it
Day
is.
long, all day long.
This is the inside of an etch a sketch when you
So
take
it's sort of
the screen off.
Yeah, it's the other side of the edge of sketch.
Yo, that's exactly what it looks like.
all day long, blowing around. And this is a mound, so it's sort of sandblasted this more than down and below, and they stayed preserved where they're not getting whacked hard. And these, of course, this is a stretch mark there.
They're stretch marks, you guys.
See, the thing is, Roger has never been, shall we say, right. Can I use that word? About
Yes.
things on the planet Earth. What possible reason can we comprehend that Roger might have some kind of intuition into what's going on Mars?
The name of the show is
okay.
Bad Science Sunday.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Sorry for questioning his kind of like legitimacy on any of this. Maybe I'm getting the things wrong. Maybe we are supposed to be.
No, you have to start with
trumping
crazy, and they have to earn it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Anything more, they have to earn it.
Yeah.
Hold
Well-
on. I'm concerned momentarily because if there is for a moment the implication that I am endorsing any of these ideas, like that could be disastrous for my career.
Okay. Yeah. There goes your Nobel Prize. Poof.
Well, on Earth,
There's no way I'm getting
Roger's always been wrong, so we should expect that on another planet he will be astronomically wrong.
I love it.
Yeah, I do.
Has he found dragons on Mars yet?
No, the dragon is on Earth.
Yeah.
Well, plenty of other people have found dragons on Mars. Yeah, he has missed it.
I give him time. We're barely into the video, honestly.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
And
I'll shut up.
the crab, I showed you the Mars crab, and that's it right here. Now, what can we take away from this? This is
That was so perfectly positioned. You were like, I'll shut up. And then it came on with the Mars fucking crap.
All right.
We don't have time. We gotta move on.
an artery. It's all, come on, Roger. Well, you make your own decision after I show you what I have to show you. And again, no pattern of moisture weathering whatsoever. Nowhere, anywhere. There's no moisture there. That's not on Earth. This moisture is going to happen sooner or later everywhere. It's not happening here. Now, so let's take the crab. This big round red thing is an artery. These legs are the blood vessels.
Blood vessels.
Huh?
Is it better? Is that better than a crab? This is a cross section of an artery.
Did they teach you about blood vessels and rocks in geology school?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. They're called veins. They have veins in geology.
Fair? Yeah.
I mean, they do. Yeah.
Solid rebuttal.
So, yeah, why not blood vessels? Because rocks are dead fossilized skin cells. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean the thing is in geology, rocks, they seep, and all kinds of like things ooze between all the layers, and they're
Roger would love
veins.
you.
Yeah. No, you
You're
wouldn't.
like, no, he totally would. You're halfway there. No, he loved you in the same way that flat earthers love me, because I'm willing to speak their language on a level that they find very surprising.
You're gonna say Roger's gonna turn me. He's gonna tip me over.
I mean, people think that
Mm.
about me. Peter thinks I'm a future. Peter from Paleologos thinks I'm a future young Earth creationist, and I'm like, no. But if it does happen,
you're not young. You're not young enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an old Earth creationist.
Oh, you were, right?
I was back. Like, I would say I stopped identifying as that as early as 10 years old, and as late as like 13 years old.
So, welcome to the stream, Doc Dino, who has stopped screaming long enough to explain why Roger is correct.
Temporarily, I said I was cooking dinner. I think I burned something, but no, Roger's absolutely right about nothing.
Like, what?
Do we know the context of this photo at all? This photo has been.
I
bugging
keep
me.
asking, and everybody just keeps
No.
like sending me emojis of a person shrugging.
Okay, well, here, I'm sharing something quick. What I think it might be.
I'm assuming he's using official like NASA images.
That
here,
looks
doesn't he?
that
Yeah.
does look like a NASA image.
So,
You would know.
we know
Shill.
Mars. Well, we know Mars used to have water on the surface, and sometimes when you have groundwater going through layers, they can deposit crystals in cracks. I think that's probably what happened.
Well, this
This is
can't be it. I don't see any blueberries.
Wait,
Well,
so
I
you're
think
saying
those forms
that
separate.
somebody went around depositing crack in all of these?
Yeah, in the layers of
No,
Mars.
water does that on its own.
Water turns into crack?
Water. Like, hold on.
It's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
the
My
crack
water
that
never
gives
does that.
Martians.
Want some crack?
Water into crack.
But yeah, that's my hypothesis until we learn more.
Doc gave such a sigh of disappointment there. He was like, "Oh, come on."
Oh,
But-
I'm not trying to sigh. I can barely breathe right now.
I mean, but probably because you have a crab in your throat, right? Like this one.
No, I just
Or-
burned my
so-
sausages.
Well, don't do that. Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
And what do the blood vessels do? They service tissues. And what tissues are they servicing here? They're servicing a muscle. And how can I say that? Well, because here's the muscle right here.
Those are sedimentary rock layers, you dolt. Roger, why?
Because
Wait,
he
so
loves
you're telling me that if you slice open a muscle, it's not going to look exactly like that right there?
I mean, but depending on how you slice it.
Well, okay, well, that sounds like equivocation. Suddenly you're backing off. You know why? Because you are here representing they. And I'm not having it.
Hey, look. Nobody's gonna like interfere with his show money. Just calm down.
I get it from several different people at several different levels, because I'm a double agent in like 8 ways. It's great.
All right.
These are sarcomeres. You see this? These cuts here, these cuts here, these cuts here, all over. This is the blood vessel. All right, that was all pumped up here.
Blood vessel.
And it is sending blood to all of these sarcomeres.
Wait, how can it
No.
still be sending blood? Like it's fossil, right?
Yeah, not anymore. It's not.
Oh,
Like,
it's alive.
he'll probably acknowledge that. I think the duck lung bone over here
Okay.
is going to like telepathically communicate to Roger.
Mm,
Also, I
mm.
want to say I'm going to give Roger some points because we haven't done that for a little while in the stream. We don't have like a triple nested screenshot of himself taking a video of himself, right? So there's that.
And they pinch together. And you can pull your muscle in like this. But it requires a ton of blood for your muscles. It's when they're really working. So this is pumping all that blood in through here. Now, again, the runoff is just dust. Just dust.
The runoff?
The artery is there. The vein is right above it, which brings the blood back. The artery.
All right, so we're talking about artery pumping blood, which I thought was the heart, but whatever. So arteries carry blood, and there's a runoff. Was it injured?
I mean, it's if you can just point with an arrow or your finger to an image and say that is an artery, there's a problem. So yeah. like veins you can get away with that because like you can resolve veins sometimes on like the inside of a forearm potentially. But no, arteries, yeah, you're probably effed.
Yeah, 100%. But
also, this is on the barren, desolate landscape
he's
of
either
Mars.
pumping blood, but there's runoff that is dust.
I'd wish you'd actually cut in closer on that image so we could actually see it clearly. I mean, I years and years ago when I was a kid, I brought back a rock that I thought I had like an amazing fossil in it because it had like this weird creature. And, years later, you figured out, well, it was just basically, a crystalline formation that has just like formed and made magically made this thing. And obviously, we all know Roger, he just, works on pareidolia and just like sees stuff and just makes shit up. But the thing is, you could take a slice out of a cheesecake and send a picture to him, and he'll find some mythical story behind it. And there's life, and there's rocks, or whatever formation. There's dragons. There be dragons. He can find something in a potato.
I wonder what he'd say about my glow-in-the-dark rocks.
Should we try?
What color do they glow?
Should we try? Send him an image.
I've got some lights that under UV light they glow orange.
Orange. I don't know what he would think a glow-in-the-dark orange rock would be.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I don't think he'd believe orange.
I'm not even sure I stupid that hard.
I mean, I can. I'm so good at it.
Yeah, take
pumps the blood.
Yeah. Tapioca. Take a photo of a pancake, and just make lots of pancakes, and then find one that's got a really weird pattern in it, and then send him a picture and say it's from Venus or something, and then he'll make a video about it.
Yeah, I would probably just I don't know. I have currently in my hand a piece of paper towel that I've been ripping apart. And if you zoom in really close on some of the thread structure, that'll do it. I mean,
Jesus, I just saw Jesus.
Right?
You waved it around. I saw Jesus in that. Look at it. There he is.
The thing, there's actually something of substance here, right? Because look at the intricate details of how fibers come apart and tear and everything is actually fascinating mathematically.
Should I just send him a picture of a napkin I blew my nose in?
I said mathematically, not biologically. I'm a physicist, not a doctor.
Rocks are geology. We learned this in the stream where he sent a rock off and got DNA evidence back.
Yes, exactly.
In a Word document.
Yeah, rocks are biology, absolutely.
I found
Down,
an
and it
interesting
gush-
picture.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, really quick.
No,
Okay.
thing is, what he didn't actually relay the information that he got. He said he got DNA evidence, but what he didn't tell you is they said there was no fucking DNA in this. You fucking idiot. That's the bit they missed out.
Well, anyway, these are rock layers, or picture rock layers taken by Curiosity, and yeah, these look very similar to the rocks he's looking at, and they're flat
I
sheets.
don't
Okay,
These are
see
not sarcomeres.
I
blueberries.
see the dinosaur head there.
I don't see a crab, Doc.
Yeah.
I said similar, not the same, but they're not sarcomeres.
I do see a humanoid
Oh.
creature.
Clearly.
Yeah, well,
there's
it's part
like that's
dinosaur,
obviously a
part human.
skull with a
No,
gimp
it's
gimp
No, it's
mask.
a Martian, obviously.
With a gimp mask.
Look, guys, the answer is always aliens.
Yeah,
With
but
gimp
is
masks.
that
Like you-
is
like
that
you don't
6
even pay
inches or
attention.
60 foot?
I don't know.
What's the
How
scale?
big is that? Doc, how big is that? Was that image?
Didn't come with any scales.
You're as bad as
Well-
Roger.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, but
It was
if
taken
you
by a
also saw though
rover. I didn't take the picture.
the image of the creature, he also had a raccoon on his stomach.
Oh, copyright. Shields have got that.
Yeah.
Pushes through every single tissue, every single cell. 100% of the cells in your body are continuously being flushed with new blood. And it's just
Is that true? What about the dead ones on the surface of your skin? They may not count.
Wait, what was the statement again?
That 100% of the cells in your body are constantly being flushed with new blood. I don't know if that is to what extent that is true.
Technically,
Like, it might be.
but I mean, I'm not.
Well,
Sure,
I suffer from psoriasis. I can tell you that's not true.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes and no, because like your skin cells are dead, so like you replenish them like every 2 months or something like this. So like it takes a lot of blood, and it takes. I mean, blood is constantly going through your skin. You also have blood that's constantly being flushed out, and your bones are making new blood. So again, I need to understand. I need more to understand what he's saying, because I'm like, I could let him pass on a technicality, but
I
I
think if
no.
the air sacs in your lungs were constantly being filled with new blood, you'd have an issue.
I love it, Maya. You can let him pass on a technicality.
He's stupid.
Everything he says is a pass on a technicality.
I
Ever.
mean, if you're going to give him a pass, you're going to have to find a technicality. He's stupid.
Roger, your Nobel Prize is coming your way because Maya gives you the pass. Well done, mate.
pumping blood like crazy
And before
through
anybody
your
asks
body.
me,
And then
can you, I just want to make sure that we're talking about like the epidermis, like the top, like the dead skin cells. Like those are the things that are being replenished every 2 months ish. Not the other ones. It depends on the layer. So
Well, yeah, your epidermis is constantly flaking off, and the
Yeah.
new layers are being pushed up from underneath it.
but I just, I don't know. I get so many. Well, actually, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about that, because I don't get technicalities. I don't get the technicality pass. So, I'm sorry. Go on.
We're all snakes.
I-
Just
If you
skin-
weren't
skin.
constantly losing your epidermis, your house wouldn't be nearly so dusty.
I was gonna say that my job is to be the well actually guy, and I'm pretty bad at it actually. Like actually, I'm pretty bad at being.
Well, actually, I agree.
Moving on.
it has to be sucked back up through the vein to get recharged. But this is sarcomeres. Don't forget these slots here, and all of these tiny little cuts here. You see this? What's that all about? This is connective tissue.
What's that all about?
These are blocks called sarcomeres, and they pull together to make muscles work. Let me show you the anatomical. You see this?
God.
This is literally what.
Does this look the same, chat?
I don't.
Yeah,
not
it's
even gonna-
stripy.
This wine isn't vodka.
I mean, that sounds like a time management and planning ahead issue, Maya.
Yeah, poor planning ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we go through this every week. Terrible.
He's God.
What
this is so
sarcomeres
bad.
are. Those little stripes coming down here and down here, those are the cracks between the sarcomeres that have eroded out and just dusted out because they're kind of a gooey, floppy stuff. And the same thing with the red
Okay. Gooey floppy stuff. I'm not sure if I can follow his technical terms here.
Is the gooey floppy stuff the sarcomere or like? I
It's my dignity and self-respect. That's all I've got at this point.
I'm not going to say anything because I'll just say something crass.
About gooey floppy stuff? I can't.
How
would you say something crass about that?
It's a lead in to my kind of stuff. So I'm just not going to say anything. Just let Roger just hang himself.
I can't put that
don't
together.
even know how we like. Where is he saying the sarcomeres are?
In this general area,
Ugh.
right? Yeah. See? I mean,
In the area on the screen somewhere.
it's
In
right. I mean,
amongst
it's
that
right
area.
there. Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's right where the feather's pointing, clearly.
yeah,
In the rock.
yeah.
between here.
I mean,
Yeah,
clearly he's like to like liken this to something in the rock, right? Like we went from like dermis to now we're talking about what skeletal muscles. I don't understand.
Yeah. And how many tiny little lines there are, or there is, because
No,
You know,
see,
Graham,
there's some
but-
horizontal lines and there's some vertical lines, just like in the rock.
Well, if it helps, I found the original image for the crab.
it doesn't.
Oh.
I'm not sure it does help, because you know what? We'll just be disappointed in Roger, and we love Roger.
Oh, probably.
I don't see a crab.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, here's
It's
the
in the
original
bottom.
image.
Yeah, no, it's in the bottom.
Yeah, the crabs.
It's in there.
Oh,
All right,
it's over here.
well, middle right there.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
Does this give you some
Like,
idea for the size of
Look
it?
at just all the artifacting. Like, it's just a slightly brighter blob on a rock face. Like,
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, this is about how much Roger zoomed in.
Yeah, but he has a cleaned up one. Like the features of sort of a radial symmetry pattern to some extent are more clear on
I mean, he probably just used
Roger's
sharpen,
thing.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know that Roger did. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past him. Roger probably understands how to do that, because the wisdom of the feather is powerful.
Though also that said, like looking at the original image, I'm pretty sure this is just like a tiny rock outcrop, like a bump on the ground.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Like,
Like when you say bump, what do you mean? Like how big do you
well,
think?
like these here look like individual laminations in the rock.
Oh,
These
rather
right
than
here?
just
No, the
whole
ones.
layers.
Oh yeah.
And then like they fall off and form just little chunks.
To me, it looks like if I went up and stood against that cliff, that it would. Like I might be taller than it, I might be shorter than it, but I wouldn't expect it to be 2 inches,
yeah, it
which
looks
is
like
what
it
it
just
sounds
fell.
like you're saying.
It really just
This
looked like it
feels
fell
bigger.
off. I mean, I don't know to what extent that's possible, but
but I could be wrong because there's no banana for scale, there's no giraffe for scale, there's no football field for scale. I'm an American, and I have very few spatial reasoning skills in the absence of these reference objects.
Well, let me see if I can find the original image actually posted somewhere, like somewhere official.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
Because
So,
obviously,
you know,
if you got an official image, it was give you the lenses, the cameras, the depth of field and distance, and all that kind of stuff. You'd actually have a proper gauge. Don't ask me to figure it out this time of
I
night,
mean,
but it can be done.
it's 100% true. Satan is thorough.
Yeah, that's what I need. More drinky.
I do know it was taken in 2014, though.
All right.
Who
Are we
said
done with that
who said
picture
that
yet?
was a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a drink.
I
Either
was
that
able
or
to-
we were gonna hear him like smoking into his bomb.
It's fine. We should be finished in like 3 seconds, and it'll be just fine. Okay.
Right where the Mars crab is.
Boom.
Right, so here it is right here, and here it is right here. That's it. And the only difference is
Okay, we're not finished
all of
with
the
that picture,
dust
though.
has come out of the sarcomeres. It's just red floppy stuff, just sort of dried up and powdered out, basically. And again, no erosion from water. This is Mars. I have people, didn't go to Mars, this is all crazy. People.
Yeah. See, there's a whole curly Q on this image here that was not in your image, Doc. So why are you trying to get in here and lie for NASA?
I don't know. I just found the image.
What image?
I don't know what the hell
yeah.
he did do it.
Yeah.
People believe this? Yes, I absolutely believe it because I understand what I'm looking at. I don't just believe
I don't just,
something because I believe it, or I don't.
I don't know.
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to agree with him there when he's not bringing any facts.
Oh,
These are the veins and these are the arteries, and we know this because
This looks like a sad person in the side of the rock here. I'm just saying, right here.
no. Like this looks like a sad person. Just saying.
Oh, okay. I feel that. I
Believe something because everybody else tells me don't believe it. I believe what I believe because I believe it based on what I do to understand it. I don't just dismiss anything.
He's not wrong there.
but
Right.
it's I'm really not kind of like too sure what the. I'm really not too sure what the fuck he's on about. Okay, so if this is a
Join
crab,
the fucking club.
if this is a crab, what has that got to do with the biology that
Okay.
he's injecting into the rocks around it?
No.
Because if it's a crab, it would
doesn't
be a
think it's crab.
separate entity.
No, he did say it's not a crab. He thinks it's a blood
did.
vessel.
He thinks this is a
okay.
cross section. Yeah, he thinks.
Oh,
this
sorry,
is
I
like
missed that bit.
a slice in, the
Right.
Yeah,
the
it's a
flesh.
slice of an artery and all the smaller.
That's
and-
that's,
and-
that's,
and
that's
this-
what you get for
smaller
coming
blood
late to the
vessels.
stream.
Yeah, the sort of little curly Q here. That's the vein. So the vein is bringing the blood back, and the artery here
Pumping.
is pumping it, is sending it out.
Pumping it.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Veins pump now.
oh, you gotta give him that. Come on, like he's sending it. It's
No.
fine. Okay, fine.
All right, and this is on Mars, no question whatsoever. Okay, get ready for the shocker du jour. The Mars crab and all the sarcomeres, these are what the sarcomeres look exactly like. And now let's take a look at Petra. Well, what does Petra have to do with
Petra.
anything? Well, I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
You know what? I was shocked when I saw this part of the video when I was looking through. I'm like, we've gone from from muscle fibers to Petra,
Mm,
the abandoned city in the Middle
Found it.
East.
yeah,
Found it.
Found
No.
what?
that's an archery.
I
Uh,
found it.
it. Let's look at it.
Okay, so this was taken on. I'm guessing Soul 710 is like day or
We
like
don't care.
day
What are we
710,
looking at?
whatever. So this is
I
the
kind
outcrop. This is
of
the original
care.
image. This is part of a series of images. These lines in the background, those are like ripples. This is a tiny little chunk of rock sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
That's what this is.
Okay.
How big is tiny?
So that little crab, it's like the size of a mite.
Oh, okay. So that's like
Like-
insect size.
And it's like it's already really zoomed in, and then he had to do like a whole zoom and enhance and
Okay. Now that I see the background, that's a little bit more clear.
Yeah. See,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Scale. It's helpful when you're not
Yep.
trying to grift.
and keep in mind those are like Mars ripples, so those are probably maybe a centimeter high. That might be overselling it.
Well, yeah, but so if you put a scale bar here, how so you're saying that the mite is like what, like a tenth of a millimeter? A 1 millimeter?
I can't say quite. I can't say that with certainty, but it is small.
Okay, because like to me it this one now does look more like that because I have and maybe I just wasn't paying attention previously. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
but we're talking.
I feel like I
fractions.
have more context of it.
Yeah. We're
But,
talking
yeah.
fractions of an inch for the height of those rock layers. Then.
Doc
Yeah,
is just
'cause-
not going to let that go.
No, fair, right? Like, I mean,
Does,
Hey.
does the scale adjust his legitimacy?
Don't go.
I'm not too sure it does.
This is Petra. This is the main entrance to Petra. They call this the treasury, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I think so. Look at the exquisite carving. It's carved in this red basic clay. Well, guess what it's actually carved into? That's carved into blood. And you're all
Blood. It is carved into blood. Am I the only one that heard that?
it's
Yeah,
carved
I'm
into
trying
blood,
to figure
Maya.
out how you carve a liquid.
You-
I
you
wish I
freeze
had
it.
alcohol.
They did it. We need to
Yep.
Petra.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, because
It's
clearly.
it's black pudding, basically.
Come on, Roger. Yes. This is nothing more than a Mars crab, and these are sarcomeres.
What?
You see these? And this here? They didn't erode like they did on Mars, because Mars is just dry. It's just powdered out. This is still moist. And when I show you,
What? It's still moist.
It's still moist.
So am I. on the Sarkomars, the bad guys in June.
I mean, okay, so Petra, like we have so many documents of Petra. Like, how the fuck is like water seeping
Petra's
through
amazing.
Petra? I don't like through the rock where like, or it's still alive, and so blood is. I don't. Like, I don't
Petra's
even know what this
amazing, though.
means. Like, I don't know how to like make it make sense.
Yeah, I think he's kind of saying that the whole thing is carved into some kind of petrified body, and yet there's still blood seeping through it.
Right.
Thing is, he's got this. It also looks very, very red. That's not what it looks like naturally.
No,
as
it's not
well.
what it naturally looks like. I don't.
Mm.
I don't know if he's using a filter or if he got like a crazy picture from somewhere. But yeah, that is not what it looks like.
Yeah.
Petra. I mean, it's actually like a. I don't know. It's a beautiful city, and I was trying to figure out what it used to look like. And I mean, yeah, it was a thriving metropolis. They well, what we believe is that they actually altered the flow from a river, like engineered it so that it would flow through the city so that they could have water, like running water. They believe they had like uh not like indoor plumbing, but like a lot of
Irrigation.
Outdoor plumbing.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a
outdoor
lot of-
plumbing. Yeah, like
Like
a lot
stru-
like what
yeah.
is a lot like what the ancient Greeks did. And
Mm.
I'm not an engineer, a civil engineer, so
Something-
I
something
can't
to
really
sit
talk about
into.
it. But it was actually really cool, like how
Mm.
they capitalized on the floods that came, and to just be able to get this place that really is just in the middle of nowhere, that shouldn't have water at all, to support
Oh, I'd love to have
the
seen it back in the day.
they, I
wasn't
mean, so
all like
much
this,
so
though,
that they had
right?
pools and like outdoor spaces, and it. I saw artist renditions, obviously, but it would have been a really cool place. It would have,
Mm.
in its own right, been like monumental, like rivaling a lot of the artistry in Egyptian buildings. And
Well, yeah, just to have them, carve that in entry rate at that scale.
yeah. Yeah, and they were trying to figure out how they got so high up. And what they were saying was they started at the bottom, and instead of like clearing the debris away, they let it pile up so that they could walk on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's how they got up there, because, I don't know. It is actually a lot
Also-
more stable than a ladder.
Was
I-
the
I-
whole city like this? I don't think so,
love,
right?
I
Like-
love how they carved that bit, and they like I said, do you want to go left and right? I said, no, we're too knackered. No,
Right.
just leave it.
Well, I mean, look at it, because it goes in, is the thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's not like this is a facade that just stops. It goes in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it goes much
'Cause-
further, but it's just like the facade. You just go, now, do you want to go left or right? Nah, can't be bothered.
Yeah, no,
Leave it.
because you go in and then you got to like go across this giant chasm in the ground, and if you're not found worthy, then you're not able to access the Holy Grail.
Sorry,
And
that was
it's-
Indiana
it's-
Jones. Stop it.
Oh, that was Indiana.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Right. I had it muted because Oh God, why did I just do that?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Look, we're trying to be professional streamers here.
Not very hard.
That's what she said.
All right, here. Bob, you want to see how big this muscle was? This is the artery. All right, so
My arteries don't look anything like that.
Mm.
Same.
Thank God.
can I prove that? I think I can. All right, here it is. This is Petra, right there.
That's my
That's
artery.
amazing.
You see all these? Hold on, let me turn this off. Sometimes you get a little better action there. Again, Petra. You see these blocks right here? You see them?
Yeah, they're rocks.
Boom, boom. They're everywhere. The same blocks as down here on the side of Petra. These are
Rocks are everywhere.
What is happening?
He's showing that no
all
matter where you
most-
look on that cliff face, it's the same kind of rocks.
I mean,
muscle
Okay.
sarcomeres. This here, let me back this out as close as I can get to it. But this is all, the whole thing here, this is all muscle. This is all muscle blocks, sarcomeres. And all the way down here, same thing down here. I don't know what kind of creature it was, but again, they were just beyond the average imagination to ever imagine it. Now,
Yeah.
Could you imagine that maybe it was never a creature?
Well, when you use the expression "it's beyond the imagination," if it's so beyond the imagination, maybe it's not the imagination. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
real.
It's
could it
not a
be that
thing.
this huge pile of rock was actually just a mountain and was never alive?
No, that can't be it.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
This is Roger.
yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, put us right.
this artery fed this system here, all the way through here. And
what?
that pumped the blood into all of this muscle in this area. And it was flowing hot and heavy at some point in time in the past. And now it is Petra's facade, and I believe they call this the treasury. Let's look. You see the blocks of Sarkaneers? It's just everywhere. They're everywhere.
No.
They're everywhere.
It's like the Bob Ross of idiocy. You see this happy little rock?
I'm just gonna paint a little bank, a little treasury right over here.
Happy little artery.
All right. So that's all I can say. It is what it is. And let's look up inside here, and then we're going to look up above.
It is what it is. It is what it is, and it is what it is. But it's not what you is what it is. It's what our what it is, not your what it is what it is.
That's what's up.
Up in this area where you can actually see the connective tissue.
I
Hold on a
think we
second.
broke Dunk.
All right, so this is inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, this is amazing. What? Like, look
Yeah.
at this. Look how cool this is.
Petra is so cool in his own right. Like,
It's like if Petra had been around, like, please tell me it wasn't around back then. But if it had been around when they were deciding on the ancient wonders of the world, like, Petra should have been on that list. Like, it's nuts cool.
it's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think,
didn't
I think
get
those
the
are
vote.
older.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it was around when they were doing it, though. I don't know how old it is relative to that list. Because that list is old.
That list is really old.
Yeah.
Petra. And I think they call this the treasury. Now, you see up here? This is where actually blood used to filter through here to some degree. This is connective tissue. I don't know exactly how they...
It looks kind of like a pork roast.
Okay,
Yeah, really
it says that the
fatty
city of
pork
Petra
roast.
was inhabited until 363 AD.
Do you know when it was built?
Yeah.
It really just says 3rd century. It doesn't give a specific date.
yeah, but what Tappy was talking about was the people who like came up with the
Seven ancient wonders of the ancient
the
world.
wonders of the
though.
ancient world. Yeah, yeah.
That might- but that was-
bullshit.
Oh, here.
But 3rd century would have been, yeah,
Here,
it would have
no,
been
actually,
around for that.
This one says that it was built in 106 CE.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
after.
so that would have been
they did
too
the list.
early. Yeah, I mean, or too
Yeah.
late. Yeah,
Too late. Yeah, because
because I want to say
like,
like the statue
was
of Rose
Hellenistic.
would have been
Yeah.
would have fallen by then,
I'm pretty sure. I don't know how long it stood. I wish.
Hmm.
Yeah.
like
but
a century. It was not long at all.
But
Yeah.
here's the question that Tappy brought up: is when was it that people decided, oh, this is the the ancient mystery of the
Well-
world, the artifact. Yeah, when who was it? Who was it decided? Was it like John down the pub, or
It might have been
you know?
Herodotus.
It's just like when?
I could imagine it was somebody like Herodotus. I don't even know, but Herodotus I would think would have been too early.
If you had asked me in the 5th
Okay,
grade,
the first known list
but-
of the 7 wonders of the ancient world dates back to somewhere between the 1st and 2nd century BC.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was earlier
Okay.
than that. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it
I'd-
was,
I'd
I
have
would
said
have thought it was like
Victorian.
maybe Oh. Yeah, no, it was definitely because it's not a bad list, honestly. It's just like we don't have the Colossus anymore. We don't have the Hanging Gardens anymore.
We don't have most of them.
Yeah, we
Or
have
if-
the pyramids, and the pyramids 100% deserve a spot. Like, what?
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I remember, I can't remember what king it was. Like he tried to get rid of them, and it was just like it was too much work to take them down.
Yeah. I mean, they're yeah.
Well,
But this is
Napoleon
a
tried
cool
to
room.
shoot the Sphinx with cannons.
Napoleon tried to shoot everything. All right, let's go. Let's move.
put this in here, but it looks like... All right, this is inside the treasury, and you can see this is bloody stuff coming out, and this is connective tissue. Now, up above this is this. Where is it? and this is nothing more than connective tissue and muscle and so forth, which is in these sarcomere areas. And this is, it looks to me like there was a tendon anchor here at some point. All right, this is right in that same area.
Okay, this is a way better picture.
Mm-hmm.
I finally, like, before I had no idea what I was looking at. Now it looks like these are, like,
Weathered.
columnar sort of things that have been sculpted out, and there's, like, pathways through from the wind and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
it's
super
weather.
cool.
It's weather patterns, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super, super cool.
Very cool.
It is really cool.
I fancy a bacon
I know
I
that
don't know
he's going to
exact-
look at it and just see like a when you go in you get like red meat, or what do you call it, like a ribeye or something like that, and it
Marbled.
marble, yeah,
It's
like
Wagyu steak.
yeah, like that's all he's going to see
Oh
here.
man, now I want a marbled steak. I haven't had a steak in a long time.
Yeah, let's have a barbecue.
Well, you can just saunter on over to Petra. Apparently,
I mean,
I want to lick it.
I don't know. I think you'd break your teeth on the
Exactly
marbles.
where it is, but it's right up in that area.
yeah. That wouldn't be great. Purple.
Now, muscles are fine. They're wonderful, except they have to be anchored somewhere, and they anchor to a tendon, and a tendon anchors to a literal ball. You see this? I believe there was a ball here.
Does that look like a ball to you guys?
No, he's
well,
found
there
a
used to be a
circle.
ball there.
He hasn't even found a circle. That's not circular. Okay, this isn't
Yeah.
a circle.
There used to be. Well, it doesn't matter because there used to be a ball there.
Why does a tendon need to be anchored to a ball?
Because the ball is at the center of everything. For
Yeah,
Roger.
but
It's not
the
clear.
right side of the thing he's circling is not in the same position as the left side of the thing. They're not in
Yeah.
the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get any kind of a ball to rotate in that spot. That's for sure.
No, it doesn't have to rotate. All it has to do is pop out and
Oh,
disappear.
so like my shoulder.
Woof.
I would have said something else, but I'll get blocked. I'm not saying anything. Don't shut up.
Pinches together. I believe there was an anchor ball here, which would have let this stuff stretch and move and do all those kind of things, but the ball was locked in here. And you see, you have some. Where you ever see the black, it's usually vein blood. Sometimes it's
Black?
lymph. Same.
You ever
Did I
see
miss something?
the black vein blood? But he just said the black in, that way that awkward old white people do.
Racist.
Yeah.
Oh no, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse.
Oh, does it? Speed
Yeah,
up,
what
quick.
was he
Let's
talking
get,
about the
let's get to
last
the worst
stream?
stuff.
Like the black ones are trying to take out the white ones, and
You gotta you're saying that you gotta keep the black part and the white part separated.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
yeah.
The white parts
Same
got to be on
sort of
top of the
thing.
black parts.
Well, hey, he's talking about blood vessels, and you have white blood cells. They don't allow black blood cells.
But all this is red muscle tissue, and the white is the connective tissue. Connective tissue is what really does the pulling and does the work. So having muscle is fine. All right, that pulls in this, and those are those really tiny fibers. These are just big ropes eventually. They'll turn into a rope, the tendons. They call them rope tendons, and then there's aponeurosis tendons, which are flat tendons, but these are the rope style.
The ropes
All
are
right, so
high.
I think I showed you.
I'm glad he clarified that one.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to be
You wouldn't want to be confused at this point.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Most of the Mars stuff, the blueberries, and then they're the same as the Mogi marbles. And it's all the same as this interstitium, and it's the same as these balls that are
That's
in
right,
your
we're
body.
talking about Mars.
just yeah, you know.
I kind of completely forgot that we had been talking about another planet before. You know,
Yeah,
he
Ross.
How would you?
goes so far off on a tangent.
Yeah, we made this little detour, because reasons.
He probably was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that one photo that I have that I think is really crazy cool." And then,
Cool.
I
there
don't
goes
understand
our
why
afternoon.
I don't understand why he confines himself into talking about a real planet. Why don't you just talk about an imaginary planet? Because it makes just as much sense.
Hey, he'll do a video
No,
on Naboo next.
look, it's got to be real stuff because you must know the truth. So we can only talk about real stuff,
Facts.
obviously.
But see, that's the advantage. That if you talk about stuff that's not real, nobody can prove you wrong.
Now, why does he talk about Jupiter? Because it's a big, massive gas giant like he is.
Give him time.
So, I was just going to say that, like,
sorry, Maya.
And,
I
these
mean,
creatures were absolutely
I mean-
just enormous.
no, sorry. I mean, I wasn't going to take up too much time because I know we're like really backed up and coming up on 2 hours. But if Jupiter had rocks, it would totally be on the list.
That's why
he's so
I'm
full of
letting him
wind.
go. I'm letting him also go. And do some of because there are some bits that I want to get to.
Yeah. Let's go.
Wait, that's why Pluto isn't a planet. It's not a planet because it was just one single animal that got off of the planet.
Yeah, the dog.
Let's go.
Oh.
At the same time, hold on one second. Let me show you another thing. All of this happened at the same time as I was investigating my mud fossils. It was just I was swamped with information, but it was perfect timing. All right, wait till I show you this. This is the Rosetta Philae lander. Now, they landed up here, I believe, right around the same time, 2014, something like that.
At
Yeah,
least it's not
November
space in there.
2014.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Our bar is low, and he passes that one.
It ended on the 2016. And they actually landed on this. I think I already showed you this, where it was spinning and it's giving off the different radiation. I can't remember.
Fair enough.
Okay, I wasn't actually involved in this, but I was as close.
You don't say.
He wasn't involved in the project. They didn't ask him.
Absolutely
that.
stunned. Absolutely stunned. I wouldn't have believed it if it hadn't come out of his own mouth.
I'm just having so much fun.
I'm gonna mute.
How do you pass
I'm
up?
looking for the mute.
How do you pass up on the presence and contributions from such a generational genius? Right, like.
Well, especially when they know they're going to run into huge fossilized creatures.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Dr. Dino, are you still here?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
he can jump back.
Close to being as involved as you can get. This is Rosetta Philae.
Just try not to say too much.
Just
Why?
plain old being sausages.
Why are you trying not to say too much? You're one of our resident geologists. You're supposed to help us find the truth.
Well, see, if I say too much, then it'll just be constant, incessant screaming. So
That's okay.
That's.
What do you think
I'm
we're
chiming
doing?
in when I have something
What do you
less
think we're doing over here?
destructive to eardrums to say.
Constant, incessant screaming.
Yeah, we're just
Right.
really we do it on like audio frequencies that the microphone doesn't come up catch as easily.
And they landed on Comet 67P, and this was back in 2014. And they actually had a lander called the.
But like, what even is a day on a comet, right? They don't even have time zones, yo. So like, how can you impose your misogynistic hegemony with this? Sorry, I'll stop.
Philae lander landed in.
That's not Opportunistic, you moron. He's, astrologist or meteorologist.
Well, okay. I suppose if you're gonna stand for the something substrate society,
Yeah, it'll have to be
Yes,
something.
and
You have to give it a new name for it.
It might be
Handed down in here, took
misogynistic.
sample.
Did you ask the pronoun? Did
Yeah.
you ask the comet its pronouns?
No, we just call it they. Just be safe.
It's called Juliet and
yeah, you don't want to offend a comet, do you?
Well, I mean, yeah,
They can
you
take
don't
out
want
a
a
planet.
comet to like
Yeah, it's
notice
extinct
you. They can wreak havoc.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's time to drop a red pill on this commie stream.
I can't forget. But Kenneth and Juliet, I think they were called. But these particles turned out to be organic, and they said yes, they're organic molecules. They're just like life molecules.
You can probably turn this up
because
to
this is a body
1.25.
part. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you the evidence to support what I'm saying. You see that like that? That's a broken bone.
It's a broken
Well,
bone.
like I said, this is where it gets absolutely crazy.
Wait, the comet
This
is a
is
broken
Comet
bone?
60.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a broken bone. Look at it, Maya.
Like
It's left over from a massive rib roast in space.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Barbecue.
Maybe it's a smashed baculum.
I don't know what that is.
Broken bone. Okay.
I believe.
Maybe you'll find out someday.
Yeah, I've
Good
been to a
answer.
couple
I
of
don't know
gay
what that
bars, but
means.
that's never happened.
Yeah.
And then this is the bone. And here's what it is anatomically. Remember this? There's the head on there. This comes down, and then there's a sideways piece. All right, here's your hip.
Yeah.
And this was fractured basically in this manner here, approximately. They break in a whole manner of ways.
Really?
But there's the head,
Oh,
and then it comes down to the neck, and then it's broken here. And we can see
This guy.
wow, it's a hip
This
bone. The
guy.
comet is a hip bone.
Oh my
you can
god.
see what it is. You see what it is. Now,
You see
Oh
what
my
it
god.
is.
He does think that.
He
I
does
literally
think
like it didn't even occur to me to
What?
put that together.
That he thinks it's a hip bone?
It's leftovers from space giants
Yeah.
from somewhere.
A space giant just got his leg clean blown off.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it came to our solar system as a comet.
Oh,
To,
Yeah.
please.
I thought this was a mushroom. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it looks like a mushroom. Yeah.
this is
wouldn't
what
eat
happens
it, but-
around that neck. Is all of these tendons. You see these tendons?
See all this tendon?
Oh, well, tendon goes to muscle. These are
Should we ask chat if they see the tendons?
actually
Well, I see those
not
tendons.
tendons.
Not saying that the bone comet has tendons. I'm not sure where he's
He-
going with this. I don't remember.
He's saying that Petra has
Yeah, but-
tendons and that
Oh,
Mars
right.
has tendons.
Yeah.
Petra and Mars are part of the same organism, you guys.
Well, obviously.
They are ligaments, basically. They're investment ligaments that twist. They hold this thing so it can twist and still come back to where it's supposed to be. And I will show you them on 67P, because 67P is this. The ball is ripped away, and it's fractured right in this area somewhere. All right, and here's 67P. One more time. The ball is ripped away for sure. But anyway,
Yeah, we
something
get
like
it.
that. Now,
We get
ligaments, whatever you want to call them, here they are.
67p seems awfully
This-
cheap. You'd think it'd be at least a full pound.
Look at the details. You don't pay attention to the details, then you're just wasting your time.
Guys, we got to pay attention to the details or we're just wasting our time. I mean, this is the part of the show that people who are fans of Roger watch and then get really mad about because we're totally dismissive. And, like, We are
Fuck
totally
those guys.
dismissive. It's true.
Well, the first 2 minutes he was saying things that actually made sense.
It was like
Well-
5 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was a whole 5 minutes. Yeah, which is impressive. Because usually you can hold it together for like half a second. But yeah, then he goes off the rail. And, we love him for it because we wouldn't be covering him if he was sane.
But I do kind of agree with them though. That, we are wasting our time, but whose time are we wasting?
Ours.
You know, you know what I think the best way to show Roger some love would be?
What's that? Christmas card?
Big bear hug.
Get him fitted for a Scold's bridle.
What is that? Scold's bridle.
Oh, it was a medieval torture device.
Oh, I'm all for medieval torture devices for mine enemies.
It would keep people from talking.
I love it.
Oh, is that one of those ones where you cage around the head with the steel thing that goes into your mouth so you can't talk?
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
is that like? Do they use that in like BDSM now?
probably
Not quite.
just rubber versions of it.
Hmm.
I've heard, not through experience. I don't know.
Look, Dunk, we did not kink shame here.
Hey, I don't either. It's just I wouldn't prefer to use this.
Well, yeah, because like muzzles don't work on humans, so sometimes you have to get a little kinky.
Yeah, this is it. And
Oh,
some of them
yeah,
had
I like
like
it.
spikes, so if you closed your mouth too much, it would stop.
Does it like come with? Can I get this on Amazon? Will they like suggest a matching whip?
Hey,
Probably.
Dick Dawson,
Probably.
we sent you a present.
But your local shop might have something that'll have a lower chance of tetanus.
Your local store.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no tetanus. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Moving on.
Sorry, now you've got me designing.
It's like,
You do
Again, there's the
realise,
ball,
Maya,
and
that's
here's
now
the-
going to be on your Amazon, recommended list now.
I know, right? No, oh my
You went to
God.
buy
You know what?
tetanus.
Today my son was singing a song and he's like, I don't know what it means. He was like, Mom, since my phone was there, my phone was off. And he was like, can you bring up Google for me? And I opened Google and the song, like the song on YouTube was there, like in the Google search. He's like, son of a bitch.
Listening in.
My damn phone.
where you can see the opening the broken bone there. And I have some other shots here, like that they took as it was spinning. Here's one here. You see that? That's that bone spot right there. And you see how it's shooting out all these gases? What's that all about? And when do you see this other one?
It's called outgassing. It's about exactly what you just said it was about. It's stuff coming off of the rock. Like, that's how the rock be and the rock do.
So is that what The Rock is cooking?
I mean, let it cook, Maya, right?
Yeah, but what is he
Let
going to say it is?
Cook.
That's we
Oh,
we
yeah,
know what
no,
it is.
it-
But what
yeah,
is he
it-
going to say it is?
No, yeah, keep going because he be nuts.
Look at this one. That almost looks like it's shooting out a laser, but it's not.
It doesn't
The
look
sun
anything
is
like
literally
that.
hitting this in just exactly the right way to go down deep through the artery and shoot out all those juices. Those are literally
What?
like gas grill juices.
Gas grilled
sun
juices.
is-
Gas
He
grilled
thinks
ju-
that it smells like a fucking barbecue out here in space because the sun just be like vaporizing the thing and it be all sizzly whizzly and delicious. Oh man,
Well,
I want a
perhaps it
steak
is
so
the
bad, you
ultimate-
guys.
I know some
Perhaps it
YouTube
is the
channels.
ultimate atmospheric coom.
I was going to say I know some YouTube channels would love to talk to him about barbecuing meat and asteroids and stuff.
Yeah, no. So he can't get a real scientist to talk to him, and he has tried. They won't talk to him because they don't want you to know the truth.
I might talk to him. I might.
Yeah, but you're not a real scientist.
Woof.
You ain't no Neil deGrasse Tyson. You ain't no
I
Neil
am way more of a real scientist than Neil deGrasse Tyson. I just want to say that for the record, I work as an actual scientist, and Neil deGrasse Tyson works as a science communicator. Sorry.
I ain't seen you on no TV show. You're nobody.
It's hitting it with
Oh,
no
you broke the
interference
good doctor.
whatsoever, and all of its radiance into there. And I'll show you some other shots that,
Oh wait,
you know,
Doc,
show it pretty well. Here it is right here.
answer
You
the
see it coming out of
question.
there?
Mm.
No, Tyson is
he-
a boxer, or at least he was.
Well, Tyson has published as an astrophysicist. Tyson's current role.
Oh, tap it. You don't need to do it. I know.
Jason Jacoby is asking.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So Tyson's role is like the director of.
He's a media guy. He's a media guy.
He is a media guy. It's totally fine. And if it like
I don't think he's even
that's a
very good at it.
valuable. It's a valuable role. Carl
He has a
Sagan.
PhD in astrophysics, correct?
Carl Sagan.
Yes,
Carl
yes.
Sagan
He has
was a
he
king.
has a PhD in the subject that he talks about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not like he.
Sabina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Well-
prefer I would prefer
He-
an AI Carl Sagan to Neil deGrasse, to be honest with you. But these images on screen here, these are really cool images. Where did they actually come from?
It's a comet. It's an actual comet. It
Yeah,
is
but-
not.
Yeah.
But where did the
To the
images
contrary,
come from?
it is not.
Are these
the,
actual photos?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually a space
Yeah.
probe that they sent up to meet the comet.
Wow.
And it got
Really cool.
they sent out a lander, and the lander got stuck in like this crevice right here.
Oh, is that the one that got stuck in the dark
Yeah.
side?
It got stuck. Well, it got stuck in a crevice, and it was like pretty bad luck. That like where it exactly got stuck. Now that like when they got up close and looked at it, it's not like particularly surprising luck, right? Like
So these
if
are
the
the
thing's going
images.
to tumble anywhere, it's going to tumble into the crevice.
So these are images from the delivery system that sent the lander down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or from the lander itself.
Well, I
as
think
it
these
went
are
down.
from the
Yeah, same
flyby
thing, though.
before they launched the lander.
I don't know
Right.
about that. Maybe they are, but they're really close up,
They're
and
amazing images.
they look close up to me. They look like it was a thing on its way down, because you don't normally get this close to stuff.
Well, to be fair, it could be zoomed in with a really good
Yeah,
camera.
It
that's
could
what
be.
I was thinking. It was zoomed in.
It totally could be, yeah. But
Amazing
Yeah.
images.
No, yeah, the space. Oh my God. I love looking at the things that Voyager and, all the things have, or even telescopes have sent back. It's fantastic. I've never thought to assume they were mud fossils, but that's just me.
You haven't got a feather. That's why.
I haven't got a feather, and I don't get my rocks off to ancient balls. So, fuck me.
Ask me out then.
Moving on.
The sun is hitting right on it, boom. And it's just exploding gases out. And how big is that tube that is exploding out? 500 feet across. All right, now this goes
Is
back
it?
to 2015. Again,
yeah, I mean, it's not that close.
Has he got scale on this again? Are we discussing scale again?
If somebody wants to find that,
don't know.
I'm lazy. It's like my whole deal.
He says 500 feet across.
That plume that he's saying that this plume right here.
Yeah, he's claiming that's 500 feet.
Oh, I could believe it. Here's the thing: this thing is gravitationally bound. It's a big object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gravitationally bound.
It's a big bone.
So that being 500 feet across, like not remotely implausible
Okay.
to me. at least.
Every single detail. And again, they were very forthcoming. And I have friends that are in this realm, and I have one friend that was with
Do you?
the European Space.
He may. I have several flat Earth friends. I spent more than 2 hours today in a flat Earth Discord. Sorry, Maya.
God damn it.
I
Oh
know.
dear.
Sorry, Maya.
Look, would you, for
your-
fuck's sake,
it's-
lie to me?
It's your time you want to waste.
I love hanging out with flat Earthers.
Agency and NASA and
Easy
everybody else
target.
as an outside.
Well, they make me feel so good about myself.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Why? Because
they-
they're so
yeah, they
stupid
do.
and you feel so smart.
Yeah.
No,
Was that not clear? Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what's going on here. I'm not
doesn't
hiding
doesn't
that.
doesn't work that way. Doesn't work
Does
that way.
anybody else just like lose their will to live because like humanity is clearly like we're already in idiocracy when you talk to a room full of flat earthers? Is it
Absolutely.
just me?
No, it's not. It's not in my. I did all this stuff with flat Earth. No, I don't want to digress from the conversation because we just got to get out of this fucking hellhole. But you know, I'm with you because you know I used to talk with flat earthers, and I just decided in the end, fuck them, just let them
Yeah.
just wallow in their own shit because
I
you
just
know.
found out that the show started with like debunking
Yeah.
flurfers, and I was just like, "Wait, you what?" Like, I'm glad I missed that train because
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I got into the shills in the back in the days because I was debunking flat Earth stuff before it just became people just like shouting at flat earthers. I was doing like quality videos, but no, everybody just like came along going, "Oh, we're going to start shouting at flat earthers now," and it became a thing. So I just stopped doing it. But yeah, I was doing quality stuff back in the day, but fuck it.
I mean, clearly. Okay, so I don't know if you were here when we went over his numbers. Roger, in all of his ignorant glory, has 190,000 subs.
188 are laughing. 188,000, I would say.
109. Well, right now it's saying 190.
188,000 are just like looking. Oh my god, you are
He's
a
just like that.
moron.
No, not gonna.
I'm
not ready.
You know what, Maya? At this very moment in time, there are 188,000 streams doing this very, very story right now on YouTube.
Probably. And that's where all the subs are.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just happy to get to 420.
Hey.
Like, God.
Yeah, but they don't have me.
Blaze it. Sorry.
All right, let's go.
And that's why you're shooting out wherever the blood vessel pointed at. And the sun has to hit it just the right way.
Okay, can we all agree that blood vessels have nothing to do with anything that's happening on this image? Like, nothing. At any level, it's complete nonsense. Even for Roger, this is dumb. Okay? Because Roger normally thinks that there's a giant organism on Mars, or on
I don't understand what he meant by, like, blood vessels. Like, is he talking about the light coming off the rock?
It's the blood vessels evaporating, shooting out. And
I can't
blah,
believe
blah,
he
blah.
doesn't think those are sarcomeres. Wasn't that the whole point of bringing? Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, remember, he thinks this is a hip bone.
Okay. I mean, which have sarcomeres attached to them, but whatever. Moving on.
This is not.
You know, I'm pretty sure that sarcomere is a word he made up, and y'all are just fooling with me. Just saying.
I was wondering if that was a legitimate term or not, but
Yeah, it's actually he showed a picture of them, like the striated muscle tissue. Yeah.
Yeah, sarcomeres are they're what gives your muscles the strength.
Yeah.
It's an area of contraction.
Now, there's no shooting out gases off of this or here or any of this stuff because that's an implant. That's not, there's no blood required here. These are where your little blood vessels are, and that's where the artery is. And here's what the artery actually looks like. Look at the size of that sucker. 40 meters is.
We have a scale bar.
Okay. Whoa. I'm not used to this.
Well, certainly not a 40-meter one, right? Sorry.
I
This
mean,
wide.
I don't know where he's getting this picture from. So as far as I know, he put that there.
Yeah, no, he's not good at
Good point.
good enough at he's not
No.
good enough at putting graphics on images.
No,
Okay.
no.
Right?
He
Fair enough.
films off his screen, so he can't do anything like that. He can't fake it.
He
enough.
can screenshot this whole thing and have another version of it nested and then do that like
Yeah.
at 3 levels, but he can't actually put a scale bar on there.
I don't think he's smart enough to do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean so
And I
like
believe there's about
write 40 meters on a thing and be like 40
No,
meters
It's,
yeah,
it's,
next to the.
but it's too clean though.
What-
He
No,
would
no,
do
no,
that.
no.
He could totally do that. That
Yeah,
would be
no, he
awesome.
has.
I would love it.
And he has.
Because he's got the beautiful little canvas
Yes.
figure
was
that
gonna
I'm
say.
very fond of.
Yes.
I love
Yeah,
it.
what
It's
is the
beautiful.
application he's using with it? You know, with the the toolbars down the side there. What is that?
It's a MacBook, I think. I don't know.
No, it's not a MacBook thing. That
It's it's his whatever his picture thing is that pops up. Some that I mean for that computer.
he's using some kind of application there to do that. I don't know what that is. That's not a Mac thing.
It's an Ubuntu sidebar. That's what it is.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh.
it's the SolidWorks.
It's a Linux
It's the
thing.
SolidWorks toolbar, powered by ChatGPT.
Okay.
about 4 of them in this. So that's 160 meters. That's approximately,
Next
some
feet.
of them go with 500 feet. And all of these little balls are blood vessels that are going in to feed all of the different, tissues. You have to feed every single molecule that's in the whole body. Every single cell requires upkeep. You don't do that, you die.
I mean, he's not like
That's
wrong
not-
necessarily.
Yeah,
There.
that's not false. That's true.
Yeah.
That one there is nothing more than this. Now, here's Umaru Maru. So I'm going to tell you right now, Comet
what?
67P is
Oh,
a hip
right,
joint,
right.
as far as I'm concerned. That's
Wait,
I
what
can't
just
see any other
happened?
possibility here.
He's going to get to it, but he's going to point up the. Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
for
Where's
There
that?
it is.
Not this
Well,
again.
Not
no,
a real
Umaru
image.
Maru is here.
So to remind people, Umaru Maru is the name of a groundbreaking and distinctive object that was discovered on a hyperbolic orbit around the sun, which means
Yeah,
that
and-
it was not gravitationally bound, and it was the first one that we definitively detected that we didn't send up there because Voyager would have been the first one.
Mhm.
That was not gravitationally bound to the solar system. And
Yeah, it's the first outer what do you call it? What do they call it?
I mean, interstellar would be an appropriate word.
Yeah. Well, they called it. Well, it was interstellar, but it was outer
Works.
solar system object, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like it's cooler when you think of it just being like an interstellar like visitor, not like an outer solar system visitor.
But this is not an actual image because they never
No,
got
because
one.
they never got an actual image. I think Joe
No.
Rogan like pretended that they did and like brought up some
he's a
images that looked like
fucking
they were
idiot.
from Star Trek.
He's as bad as Roger. for
Yeah,
God's sake.
well,
I don't know. I'm
He's-
pretty sure that's a dildo wrapped in aluminum foil.
I'm wearing it right now.
And you say, well, Roger, what is that? Well, Avi Loeb from Harvard looked at this and he said, oh, it looks like a spaceship. And he
I
said,
think
it could
you're
be
right.
an alien spacecraft. Well,
That is.
and I tried to get a hold of Avi, and no,
Yeah, no, even Avi Loeb isn't going to talk to you about this. Avi Loeb is a guy at Harvard who thinks that this means that aliens exist.
It's
a
Avi Loeb is
remarkably
an
bad-
idiot.
Yeah, it's a remarkably bad take from somebody in his position. But like it also is indicative of the fact that science doesn't immediately like suppress that. Like he's probably gonna eventually retire and whatnot because man, he is just full of it.
Yeah, Abby Loebys was one of those people who's trying to push so hard to get funding for his little ventures into things, so he's got a nice pension. Abby Loeb is the kind of person that really pisses me off about science because he doesn't give a shit as long as there's a paycheck at the end of the day.
So,
I
quick
think-
question: do we know what Roger's background is?
He probably eats a lot of mud.
Okay,
Would be my guess.
I'm sorry.
no.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know.
Does he know?
Response there. Now, I can tell you exactly what this is. That's a finger. He said, oh, come on, Roger. Well, this is grip skin. You see this
Grip
peeled
skin.
off part right up
Grip skin.
in that's on your finger and it's peeling
Some
off.
finger.
It's a
You know.
cucumber.
As one does.
Now, before we go any further, you're going to say, oh, this is just an artist's rendition. Well, there is something about that. This is correct, but not correct. This is literally almost exactly like a 2D CAT scan, which is a fabulous CAT scan. They take thousands of pictures of this thing as it's spinning in space, and then they overlay them, and they get the different shadows. And you can see so much.
CAT scan.
Mm-hmm.
No such thing.
You put things in shadows. Absolutely unbelievable. You can see things that there is no detail in very good detail in shadows. So then they made the rendition of it based on that, which is a 2D CAT scan as far as I'm concerned. And I'll show you the ones I have from my giant fingertips. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, right up here, this is what's called an apical tuft.
That's called a foreskin.
And it's a round piece just like this. All right, and all of these tiny little fibers come up and lock into this at the tip of your finger, and that's what makes your finger be able to do all kinds of things. This strap, now take
Does he think that looks like a tip of a finger?
He
But he
does.
thinks the whole thing is a finger there.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
Well, yeah, but
To
this
scale,
rock, does he
apparently.
think that this rock right here
Yeah.
looks like the remains of a
Apparently,
finger?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
see
that's what
that
he
in there.
said.
Although Mark
Absolute
Caesar gave a
nonsense.
second vote for this thing being a dildo, so I win.
Yeah, I mean,
you,
you're
yeah,
not
no, you
wrong.
win hands down, Purple. No worries. You
Yeah.
got this one.
at the tip of your finger, and that's what makes your finger be able to do all kinds of things. This strap, now take your time. This strap comes down to the joint right here. This is the joint, right there. All right, there's a little one right here where the tip can twist. And then this is the one right in the middle, the big one.
To a nondescript
All right, and
point.
so you can see it's all locked in here. All those little fibers, they come up and they lock into the apical tuft. This is the joint right here. That is the exact joint. And on the other side, it has the same looking fibers all locked in here tight. And they come down this way. Now, look at what's going on here. This is your knuckle. This is actually right there,
That's your knuckle.
your knuckle.
Is it my knuckle? I don't think it's my knuckle. I have a knuckle. I have multiple knuckles. I mean, Roger, you see the knuckle right here? The knuckle from this profile, and from this profile.
Especially that one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and coming out of your knuckle, you're going to have two major tendons.
Could
come
someone
over the
draw
top
up
of your
some
knuckle to make
big,
your-
enormous balls on the bottom of that, please?
Right.
Finger jiggle around back and forth. It broke right off at the knuckle. And I believe the bone is still right in here.
I know you do, Roger. I know you do. I don't know why.
Here.
So
now take your time.
can anyone remember what the predicted size of this object was? This finger. It was pretty large, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hundreds of meters, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're talking football field scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this singular finger was flying through.
Yeah,
The
that was
universe.
puzzling. That was actually very puzzling. The aspect ratio of this thing is not one that arises through most methods of creating space debris and stuff. but you will get things like this. This is a shard that was probably produced in a collision.
Oh, yeah.
that's what I
It says it was 400 meters or a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
But it was thin. It was long and thin, and it was very interesting because we hadn't seen much like that, and it was probably it might have been a fairly well developed solid chunk of a much bigger thing, and then there was a collision, and this was a shard that got shot out, and that explains one, it's very high velocity that it's flying through our solar system. Like, there's not that much stuff that flies out of a solar system. It happens, but it's not that common. So
Yeah, the only thing what was weird about it was its acceleration out of the solar system. That was the only weird thing, and
probably a pioneer anomaly.
There's lots of ideas but I don't remember anybody in the scientific community saying it's a finger flying through space.
Just
I'm
Roger.
trying to scale that up, and if that's around 400 meters long, scaled up to being a human would be somebody who's like 30,000 feet tall or something.
And they're hurtling towards Earth at this very moment in time.
Well, it's a good thing for us that they got blown to pieces then, isn't it?
Yeah. They got blown to pieces, and, apparently their comets now hurling at Earth at varying times.
Yeah.
Well, this one and the last one was the hip bone, so, probably all the pieces are out there and they're going to fly by Earth one by one.
Mm-hmm.
It was some space giant, and the only thing survived was them flipping the bird.
I believe this is where the bone is, right here. And it's broken, and it would have gone down this way. Excuse me. And this is the investment right at the bone right over the top.
It's a Mau Mau. I don't know if I said that correctly, but yeah.
And I have so much stuff here. I have fingertips. I have the same thing. I have a fingertip that has the same grip skin. Well, I'll show it to you. I was going to go real deep into a Maro, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is a finger. That is the tendinous material that runs down to the joint of your finger right there. This is the apical tuft. This is the actual...
A mua. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
Grip
that's
skin.
what I've heard, but I don't...
Stuff that's...
Well, I mean, also just phonetically looking at it, assuming that you can rely on that, which, I speak English. I shouldn't do that, but it's all I've got.
Not quite peeled away. That is a thick grip skin on your fingertip that does all the work, and they peel off just like that. There's no bloody stuff in it. It's really tough. Apical tuft, tendon, joint, tendon fiber, knuckle. And this is Omaro. It's a gigantic finger.
Do you think anyone's ever actually thought of taking Roger to the local supermarket and just to the vegetables section, and he would have months of videos of just shaped things, and then just stories. Well, no, I suppose he's already doing that with just rocks. I found a rock and it's this shape and whatever. Roger could just make shit out of anything.
I mean, what I want to know is, if he's married, has his wife ever sent him an eggplant emoji? If so, I wonder what he thinks it means.
Is Roger married? That in and of itself, holy shit! I can't even. But what did I do with this? So
I haven't even been on a date in 3 years. So
3 years.
If Roger's married,
goodness.
Yeah, no, I'm not it's not.
No. You don't have to talk about it on stream. God damn it.
Are you married to Roger?
Oh, we're not going down that road.
If Roger and I were married, we would be going on dates, okay? I just want to be clear about that. I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody and not go on dates.
Yeah. Roger, stop talking about your rock shit. Let's go for a pizza.
So I might be alone in this, but the first time I ever tuned into this show, I thought that you two were dating. Like Tapioca and Maya. I thought you were. Like I just got that vibe.
No, no, we
I'll
couldn't
take
be
it.
dating. He's too good
I
for
I,
me.
I, I know you're not. Just, you bicker like an old married couple.
Honestly, we really did actually have like we remarkably fast like got into a rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
It-
Which is surprising considering that when I first saw him, I almost banned him. Like, who's this asshole? But all right. So last time we had Roger on, or maybe yeah, it was in October. He was talking about something and Jupiter giving birth to Venus or whatever. And I did. So this stream was supposed to be him proving that Mars is proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you think he did it, Maya?
I do not. So what I did find what he is talking about though, and it's Velikovsky's theory. So in 1950, Immanuel Velikovsky published a bestseller, Worlds in Collision. The book, which caused a real sensation at the time, was an attempt to explain many of the big cataclysms and miracles recorded in mythic and folkloric narratives of ancient cultures as real astrophysical events. Velikovsky's thesis was that narratives of floods and mass destructions were not allegorical or metaphorical, but records of events that did take place. In the theory, Venus was ejected from Jupiter as kind of a comet sometime around the 15th century BCE. Its periodic passage from Earth caused all sorts of havoc. And yeah, it just goes downhill from there. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
what you just said was like kind of like sensible.
Venus was
Right.
ejected from Jupiter as
Yeah,
a
but-
comet.
but that sounds sensible
Now,
compared to Roger's extrapolation.
people in
Of
the
the
side
shit that
chat are
comes after
saying
it.
that my avatar is doing something. I'm
It's
not
doing
seeing
an
anything
interesting-
going on here.
What
I don't
I've
know.
noticed your avatar doing is it's doing the the thing where you see the sound, but
Mhm.
it's like doing it in reverse where it goes in when other people talk.
Hmm.
Like, hold on. I don't know if that worked. I did a test and
Are we going to tango
didn't-
now?
It wasn't. I want to learn to tango. Maya, do you want to teach me how to tango?
Yeah,
Doc,
can.
you're up.
the YouTube up, I
You know
see
what's
what
up,
you're
Doc?
doing.
See, now I'm just gonna be constantly flirting with Maya for the rest of my life.
Look, you're gonna have
Oh,
to
dear.
goddamn number. Anyways, all right. So we'll start with the party crashers. Doc, who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up tomorrow night?
I am a dinosaur. Tomorrow we are covering. We're covering Matt Powell.
Oh, I'm so
God
sorry.
damn.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, no, I
And,
saw that. Oh,
What are you covering with? Soil?
Yeah,
It's
I was
Hey,
going to
wanna
have to make
cover
sure it was at
myself
least
with
6 feet.
something deadly, but yeah, he talks about 9/11 and abortions.
every day
What-
is an 9/11.
Was there a connection?
Well, he says that 9/11 happens every day. It's just
Equality.
abortions.
In his mind, the connection is equality, and
They threw abortions at the towers. That's what took it down. Sorry,
Abortions
I'm
can't
gonna-
melt steel beams.
I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah. Matt Powell.
Sorry, Maya. I didn't.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's just like
Yeah, it's
your
gonna
brain
suck.
just kind of melts when you hear the name. I'm there with you. Yeah. Hashtag fuck that guy.
Yeah, that. Oh dear, that's me. That's it.
Doc, who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up this week?
Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to go to bed. And what have I got coming this week? Well, obviously you can, excuse me, you can find me at the shelves. We'll be doing a show on Tuesday and the rest of the week and stuff and things. Always through Christmas and New Year. So, and
Are the
Maya,
shows going to be on Purple Stream?
I,
Well, the
oh,
streamathon.
I have no idea.
All right, we'll ask Dick. All right, and well, I'm sorry. You know what, Doc? Do you do anything ever?
Unmute, you bugger.
I was going to ask which
No.
dog.
No is the answer to the question. Is no. So you didn't miss
No.
anything.
No flurf.
Nothing
debates
planned.
or-
I've recently found some flurf discords that I've been spending an awful lot of time in the last few days.
God damn it!
Oh,
Um,
God.
And it's been a great time. I've really enjoyed it. It feels like I found my calling,
Do you like slapping your dick in a door?
Yeah.
Same
No,
thing.
I like watching them do it.
That's a
Yeah,
different
the
part
way,
of the
the way you
internet.
parse the analogy and the way I parse it are totally different, to be clear. Purple, if you still need somebody to fill in any of the gaps on the marathon Christmas stream, I can check and see what my
Aw.
availability is.
Are you going to stream for
Um,
charity? That is so sweet.
For sure, right?
Aw.
It's also, yeah, because I just today bought my tickets home for Christmas because I'm on top of things. Great time management skills. High five.
All right.
All right.
And I don't know. All that flurf talk hurt my head. So you get the airlock. Purple. Who are you? Where are you? And what do you have coming up through the year?
My child's purple rhymes with orange. I just do my chats on Wednesday afternoons, 2:00 Central Time. But right now we're setting up for the Christmas marathon stream. That we get a whole bunch of people to run a relay. So we run a continuous 48 hours so that Christmas Day, every hour, every time zone of the world, there will be somebody live so that anybody who's alone on the holiday or who's coming home from their family and needs some friends to talk to, there will be somebody there.
So, are you going to jump it off again this year? Like everybody can start at your stream, or do you know who the first person is?
Yeah, I always do the kickoff, but the actual kickoff is at 5:00 in the morning, so nobody ever is there for that. But that's actually when it
5:00
becomes,
in the morning. What time zone?
well, it's 5 a.m. Central because that's when it's the
Okay.
first stroke of midnight in New Zealand.
Ah, okay. That
Yeah, I
Correct.
forgot that they made 5 a.m. So yeah, can't, no promises. I've at times gone to bed as late as 3 p.m. a.m. But yeah, 4 and 5, like it's kind of like a myth to me.
Yeah, well, my problem is that sometimes I don't get to bed before sunrise, so
So I know that you are still looking for time slots. Do you happen to have those in hand? We have quite a few streamers in the chat. Maybe if you can let them know what your what days and times you're struggling with, they might reach out to you.
well, actually we've had people filling in, for what comes Christmas Eve in North America, but not many people have said anything about for Christmas Day. So
Oh, so if you wanted to, if you had some time on Christmas Day,
yeah,
like maybe
actually we've
before
got
or
late
after your
afternoon and
family
evening time
plans.
slots both days.
All right, so they can reach out to you. And is there a calendar, or would they just reach out to you and say, hey, what's available, or how would they go about reaching out to you if they were interested?
Yeah, well, it's on my Google Calendar that I've been posting to the groups. The best way is if you could DM me on Twitter at purpleworange. I also have a Discord server.
Okay, you know what? And I'll make sure that I get that in the box. I have your YouTube channel in the box, but I'll get your Twitter and your I don't think I have your Discord server, so I'll have to find that. And make sure that people get it so that they can get a hold of you if
I think I
they're
might have it
interested.
here.
Beautiful.
Okay.
It
Well,
must be pretty.
Titan
It
did.
must be pretty
Oh,
tough.
Titan just did it. Titan, you are awesome.
Oh,
Thank you.
also we have different links though, so I might have just had the wrong one.
It must be
Who
pretty
knows?
tough, filling in the time slots with there's those huge ocean gaps, across the Atlantic and the Pacific, when just like there's hardly anybody there. So that must be a really hard time slot to fill.
Yeah, well, it usually winds up, being like the wee hours of the morning. That it winds up being like after most of the people here have gone to bed and before the people in Europe have gotten up.
Yeah. But I mean, I know that and what Dunk can kind of I don't know, co-sign that. I know a lot of times when Americans are in bed that maybe the Brits can kind of jump in and
Yeah.
The Australians always, jump in at some point because
yeah, Australians are great in a
yeah,
pinch.
well, I guess God knows what time
Well, I'm
zones they're
trying
on.
to get a
Right.
few
They're
more
always
of the
awake.
Australians.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're interested, reach out to Purple. I always reach out to her via Twitter. There is a Christmas like a Twitter group that we're all in. Like once you join in on the love, you'll be brought into that group, and it's a lot easier to see things and coordinate. And so I think normally what you have going on. So if you're, are you posting anything on your channel so that people know where things are? I know that once you're in a stream, it's really easy to follow along because as long as you have your
Yeah.
what you call it.
Well,
What
once I get the whole schedule, I will have it, and any of the time slots I'm doing on my channel, I'll have the schedule in the description.
Oh,
And
autoplay.
it'll be
That's what I
there
was
for
thinking. I
anybody
usually
else
have
to
my
pick up.
autoplay off,
Yeah.
but if you have your autoplay on for this, you'll just naturally flow over into the next stream. So it's,
Okay,
really
that
seamless.
will work for most of them.
Mhm.
Some of the smaller channels aren't able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you're interested in helping out again, Purple Stream, this is amazing. Purple does this every year, and I know it is really frustrating some years.
We'll get it together.
But it really is amazing for the people who need it. If you don't have family or if you're just done with family and you need, you want your community, people who affirm you and
I
love
wasn't
you.
able to. Yeah, I wasn't able to make it home last year for Christmas, and I remember definitely spending some time with people on Purple's marathon. It was great. It was
Yeah.
awesome. So
And just knowing that somewhere out there there's community and we're going to be here for you and
yeah,
to help provide that for someone
And
is
if
an
anybody
amazing.
wants to do a stream and needs a co-host, Jenny Morgan really does her best to try and be in as many of these as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you can always find a co-host. So, a lot of people are, even from the last stream, will just jump in your stream.
Yeah.
Last year that was crazy. It was like I had 10 people on my stream, and it was like herding cats. It was crazy, but and I was a brand new streamer. I'd been streaming for like 2 weeks at the time, so
yeah.
yeah. But it was great. I knew everybody. I loved everybody, and we just worked it out.
Last year was actually the first time Stephanie Helms had ever streamed.
Yeah, it was her first ever stream.
Well, she wasn't on the schedule, but somebody was having computer problems at the last minute. So I was teaching Stephanie how to use StreamYards, and she was running a stream 3 hours later.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
StreamYard is super simple. Once you, I mean, you could figure it out on your own, I think.
Yeah.
But MathPig helped me out, and then here we are. So yeah, I did. You want to say anything else before we go?
No, did we cover everybody? Did Dunk get a chance
Yeah,
to say anything?
Dunk. I don't know. I told him to show the
I've
shows,
I've
and
I've
he
said
was
I've
just
said
like, "Yeah,
enough.
fuck those guys." But I do appreciate the shows. I do appreciate the shows because I know that a lot of our viewers have come from there, and they've been invited me on there quite a few times. So definitely family, and our hearts go out to you guys. And I know you have a bunch of things planned for the new year, and I can't wait. I know it's going to be great.
Have we? Well,
You need to talk to Dick. Yes.
it's news to me.
All right.
No.
So Dick will actually be helping
Dick's
us.
full of bullshit. He'll tell you, oh yeah, we got lots of things planned. He's got no fucking idea. Honest to God,
All right.
he's just making up as he goes along.
The sentiments of our guests are not necessarily representative of
Yeah, but everything we do is live, unscripted. We have no idea what's going to happen as soon as the show starts. Yeah, I mean, Maya, you can attest. You're a testament to this. We have no idea what's going to happen until we hit live, and we are live, and we just go.
Yeah, and it's just tits
so-
out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you got to get the NASA shill script. That's where
So
the
yeah,
money's
next week at the same time and same time period, we're going to be doing Purple's Christmas Marathon. Following week is New Year's Eve. I want you all to find a loved one and party like a brain damaged test monkey. On January 7th, we'll be coming back, and Dick Dawson will be joining us for another fun-filled episode of Bad Science Sunday. So, thank you all for coming out, and I will see you in the chats throughout the year. But we'll see you back in the next Bad Science Sunday in 2024.
Yeah, if we don't see it, Merry Christmas.